Yes, but I was going to connect to our VPN so that Comcast doesn't go YouTube. Because that's what they sound like.
Yeah, that's exactly what.
So there might be a brief drop here while I'm doing that.
All right. So is this one the one that says live stream, or don't click that one?
Yes.
Okay.
No, I mean, I don't.
You're not stopping and starting then?
I don't think so.
Okay, great. Super duper.
I'll see in a second if this VPN program ever wants to start up. Oh, we will.
Vippin'. Tapping.
It's just a little tappy tap. Just a little tappy tap. Yep. There goes straight slight break and still connecting. And connected to the VPN. And are we still here? Hello. Yes. If you do goofy things, you can tell if you're online or not.
Derp.
Yep. Open Networking Connection Center. I would like to see if I am connected via 1 gigabit. Yes. Awesome. All possible problems are hopefully now gone. I say that. Something will be completely broken.
Yeah.
Hello.
Something's happening.
Something is happening. Well, right after it started is probably where you're going to get the brief, like, pause.
Okay.
Mine is an evil laugh. Videos.
Now, does the VPN only work for that machine?
Right now, yes.
Gotcha.
I have a router I'm going to hack to hopefully route all of my traffic.
Whoa.
But it's a little more involved than I thought it was.
Ah.
So I haven't felt the gumption to take that on yet.
Get that gumption.
I need to get some of that gumption. There's my view of comments only. I like it. It's a much larger screen now. It's making use of all that space on the internet. Hey, Chuck. We got a podcast?
Yeah, I'm just waiting to make sure it's.
Like I said, there's probably going to be a brief interruption in the 30 seconds it took
I was waiting.
for us to VPN up.
All right.
VPN up. Get that sweet VPN going. That is a terrible poster. The real poster is much better than that.
Yeah, that's terrible.
That is awful.
That's someone in the early days of DVD thinking they're doing someone a favor.
Yeah. So was Rockney Tarkington ever in anything else?
Yeah, he worked.
He worked. 55 times he's worked.
Yeah.
He was in Wyatt Earp.
I know.
Stable hand.
Yeah.
He looks vaguely like Morgan Freeman. That should get him some work.
He does,
He
yeah.
was in Ice Pirates. I think that's where I recognize him from, actually.
Yeah.
The whole time I'm kind of going like, you look vaguely familiar.
Oh, he was in Fists of Steel. Fists.
Yeah, I've seen Ice Pirates more times than I probably should have.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. If there are problems, blame Comcast. It's words for life, my friend. Words for life. Well, how's that water treating you there?
Oh, so good.
It's pretty smart.
Yeah, it's smart water. It's got, it's got a nipple on it.
So, how do you say that? Is it glacial?
I don't know.
Glacial.
Fuck, summer glow.
Glacial. Oh,
It's
summer
summer
glow
glow
water. Water will kick your ass. That water will cancel your
And
show.
then get canceled.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry about that, everybody. Summer Glau.
Oh, it's your fault. This show's getting canceled because of your water.
Good
job, Chuck.
It's
Wait, did you kill Summer Glau?
no,
Did Harold Ramis kill Summer Glau?
no.
No.
Okay, what's the news about them?
Well,
About both of them together? And there's no news together of them together.
no.
I know.
Separate news.
She's
Just
she's
making
a,
the jokes.
She's
Yeah.
a show canceller.
She is.
Ah.
All right.
6 seasons in a movie.
Oh.
It's time to light the lights. Time to put on makeup.
I'll send out a tweet.
Oh, hey, do
I
that.
was preparing a tweet.
Oh,
Were
do I?
you?
Well, then by
Yes.
all means,
Well,
I'll
please,
retweet your tweet.
Please continue composing your tweet.
Then we could do like an intro and stuff.
Oh, that's new. Let's try that.
Yeah, you know.
This is the,
Oh God, new Twitter.
this
My
is
life
the
is
fifth
ruined.
week, right?
Yeah, the fifth and final.
Mm-hmm.
Sadly.
My email is current. Now go away. Just trying to figure out what that second color is that Twitter has you pick that doesn't show up anywhere. I don't know if you've messed around with
Header.
Header?
I think it's supposed to be that bar at the top, but it doesn't change.
No, it sure doesn't.
Yeah, I know. I maybe it's that color around the composed new tweet box. That green color. Down.
No. This?
No.
That's a composed new tweet. Oh, this?
Yeah.
Nope.
No.
Nope.
No.
Nope.
No?
I have purple and green,
Oh, I don't see that.
the Joker colors,
I don't see it.
but the purple shows up nowhere.
No. No purple.
Though I do like the green for links.
Sure.
It's easy on my eyes.
Yeah, your eyes are easy.
Yes, thank you.
Welcome.
My eyes feel similarly about you.
It's good to know.
I have hungry eyes, Jeff. Water. Mm-hmm. Ah, it's a square bottle.
Are you trying to turn over a new leaf?
I just would like to sleep tonight. So,
Right on.
no caffeine after a certain time.
Cat, go to algebra. Not loud algebra.
Finish your proofs.
Yeah.
God
Show
damn it.
your work. Oh, hey, we have a thing. I'm going to retweet it now.
Yeah, we do.
All right. That was them words. You feel like you feeling them?
Oh yeah,
You feeling those words?
totally.
This week on BMFcast.
Uh-huh. We're going to have a good time.
Even if, yeah.
On Samson. We
Yeah.
ain't. Yeah. All right. Ready for music?
Almost. I want a pause in the back pain.
My MTV.
Do you need like some somas or something?
That would help.
I know a guy.
It's not fast enough.
Okay. It's like heroin.
Yeah, something like that. Something fast.
Oh, man. Cleopatra Jones will run up in here,
Mm-hmm.
burn this place to the ground before that happens.
That'd be kind of cool.
Yeah, would be.
Yeah, I'd be all right with that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I feel bad for you.
I wouldn't feel that bad.
I'm sure. You could probably bum a couch off somebody.
Sure.
I got a spare room. You can rent it for a reasonable fee.
Hey, what a pal, that guy.
I'm a good guy. All right, I'm ready to light this candle. I think.
Oh, okay. All right, let's get that music going then. Ow.
I'm gonna try not to
Grown.
groan through the podcast.
This week on the BMFcast, we're gonna have fun tonight, even if we have to kill ourselves. One Samson, we ain't lying.
Take it back.
All right.
So anyone that's out there listening before we really start,
Yep.
write in the comments. Stream good. Everything better now. We
Blair says it sounds much better.
well, yes, sound it should be because we're actually coming through the microphones.
Yeah. Oh,
I would
yeah.
hope.
Thanks. Yes.
We're hardwired now instead of wireless Wi-Fi.
Mhm.
No more Wi-Fi, and we're VPN'd up to anti-Comcast it also. We hope every piece is in place now that the live stream will not suck.
We should have defeated all of the...
Besides us. I mean,
Well, yeah, we
we're
can't
still
help that.
the X factor there.
We're terrible.
Yeah. All right.
We're the bad movie friends.
We are.
Right.
Talk about the movie?
Yeah, let's do it.
All
All
right,
right, somebody clap it up. Let's start this time.
I'll do it because I don't think BJ can raise his
Oh,
arms.
right, sure. That's a good plan. We don't want to groan with the clap. All right, welcome to the BMFcast.
Hey,
Hey!
BMFcast.
Episode 215.
That is so many episodes.
It is. So I'm Harlow.
I'm BJ.
I'm Chuck.
And what we do each and every wonderful episode of the BMFcast is we go and we watch ourselves a quote-unquote bad movie. Then we come in here and talk about it for the first half. Good bad movies, enjoyable bad movies. They get 1 to 5 jocks and some robot jocks. And the bad movies is stay away. They get a negative sliding scale. 1 to 5 bags and some douchebags after Twilight.
Twilight, boo.
Boo. Boo on the Twilight.
Boo.
So Mackey's not here again.
Aw.
And he misses... Sure, that's a response.
Wow,
He misses the finale of Blaxploitation History Month because, I don't know. He's
That
not
guy.
in America. That's his problem right there.
Out of the country.
Jeez.
Jerk.
Some people. So, our fifth and final movie for Blaxploitation History Month is 1974's Black Samson.
Yeah.
Because, well, if you see this poster, if you're watching the live stream, that's reason enough. He has a big stick and a lion.
Yeah. Yes, he does.
And that's actually correct.
Yeah.
It does have a lion.
And
Yes.
now we will read a plot summary so that maybe more of the reason why we watch this might become clear.
Okay.
Noble nightclub owner Samson does his best to keep his neighborhood clean of crime and drugs. When vicious mobster Johnny Napa tries to muscle in on Samson's territory, Samson takes a brave stand against Napa and his flunkies.
Flunkies.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure. Brave stand.
Brave stand. Noble Samson.
He's a righteous man.
He is. We were told that several times at the beginning of the movie.
Many people,
Just
both
how
on and
righteous
off
he is.
camera, say how righteous he is.
So,
This
Where's-
movie starts.
yeah, where I don't remember where it started.
It's like 40 seconds in, titties.
Oh yeah, that's right. It starts off
Yeah.
at Samson's
It's
club.
someone's getting a drink and pan over and
Yeah,
breasts.
well, doesn't it starts on the lion,
Yeah, yeah.
and then it's like hands come in, make a drink, and they're finishing off the drink, and that's when it's like Black Samson. The title card comes up.
Yep.
And then, we're talking 30 seconds in, and then it's like slow pan down the bar as someone's carrying a drink, and then titties.
Ta-da!
And yeah, he has a groovy swinging bar with a lion. It's an ornament and topless dancers.
Yeah.
And that's
He has a lion in the bar. Let us not overlook the fact that there is a live, real-ass lion
Just chilling behind the bar.
in this bar.
what's great about the intro now that I'm reminded of it is, unfortunately on the DVD they replaced the old Warner Brothers logo with the new Warner Brothers logo, but then it's like it fades in and right to lion, and we're like, oh, it's an MGM movie.
Yeah, exactly.
Because he even kind of goes. "Rawr,
Yeah.
rawr."
Tries. This is a very sleepy
yeah,
lion.
they doped the hell out of this line. I'm pretty sure.
Oh, you think?
Yeah, just a tiny bit.
He's
Yeah.
a dopey zoo lion. That one's for you, Mackie.
Yeah. So yeah, titties. And then like credits are going on, and then it's like shot hovers over an ass, and we're like, okay, that ass hanging there, and then
Oh,
it's
the
like-
director's name is stamped, like, right
but
on.
eventually it's like it takes a second. We're like, okay, that
Yeah.
ass shot, and then it's like, whatever director's guy name,
Charles.
Bale.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're just like, I want my name on dad ass. right there. Yeah.
I directed that ass.
And
So,
then it's just a good 5 minutes of just Samson.
Yeah, hanging out in the bar, and everything's groovy, and then here come the
Evil.
Yeah, Napa and his flunky
Boo.
white people walk in, and they're at first they're like smiling and yeah, look at her, all right, she's
Yeah.
nice, and we're like, okay, this is groovy pace, everybody's
All right.
welcome, and they kind of go up to the bar, and Samson comes over, and they're like, hey, what do you want to drink? I'll take a beer, I'll take a Scotch on the rocks, and then his flunky guy starts in with, how much for her over there?
Yeah.
How much for her for the night? And he's just like, man, more than you can afford in a lifetime, or something like that, or in a year. And he's like, no, really, come on, $50. And he's like, all right, man, let it go. And until he stands up, turns around to the girl, and is like, $50, honey, come on. And he's like, saying to Napa, he's like, you got to deal with your friend.
Yeah,
He's
but
like-
they're talking about the dude's like, well, I do have a credit card, and Napa's
Oh,
like,
yes.
Ooh.
But that's for gas, not for ass. And then they laugh for like 45
they
seconds.
pause for like 10 seconds.
They do.
And then it's like,
we laugh like that's a great joke. And then they laugh like
then
it is a great joke.
even Samson's in on it. He's like, that is pretty good.
You guys are rich.
Yeah. You are too much. You
And
are
Napa
far
is
out.
Yeah, Napa is William Smith, who has been in more BMFcast movies than I think any other person. I mean,
Probably.
6 or 7 at
yeah.
least.
He's always like every time we see him, Tim is like, "Oh, him."
Oh, yeah, it's that guy. We now know.
Yeah.
Because
He has his voice still in this
He-
movie
well,
because
I
as
just-
the years went by, he just became like,
he left kind of an indelible mark in this movie because I think this might be possibly the most evil he's been in a movie.
certainly,
Yeah, he's pretty bad.
gleefully evil,
Or at least
Gleeful.
him and his whole entire gang. His whole MO is evil. Just pure straight up evil in this movie.
Mean old bastard.
I don't know. He was the bad guy in Eye of the Tiger, and he fucking drugged that dead woman's casket right up
Okay.
to Gary Busey's door.
We did declare that was pretty out there.
Yeah.
It might take it a step further than this one. I don't know.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah, we'll
you
get
could
there.
you could make a column A, column B, and they
Yeah.
would be pretty close.
Yeah. So So anyway, Samson has to deal with this guy who's just being an ass, and that involves him jumping over the bar with his
Lion stick,
stick. Yeah, his lion stick.
which has fur wraps on it and a lion head on it, and is taller than he is, and the dude's pretty tall.
Yeah.
But I mean, it is a commanding piece of wood.
Yeah, I don't even think we mentioned who else was. I mean, Rockney Tarkington is who Samson is.
Who has been
And-
in stuff?
Yeah. And then there's Connie Strickland and Carol Speed.
Yep.
And that's her primary cast.
Speed. That's
Yes.
about the best you're gonna get
Yeah.
cast wise. Everyone else is like, oh,
Maybe I recognize him. Maybe. I don't know. But yeah, so he basically proceeds to jump over the bar and beat the shit out of this guy with the stick and hit him about 3 times even when he's down.
oh yeah,
And then just kind of says to Napa, is like, they have some words, and he's like, basically, get your trash out of here and don't ever come back.
oh well, he picks the dude up
Yeah,
and throws him
yes.
out. I mean,
Yeah.
cradles him up and is just like out.
Yeah, but he has to have a few words with Napa before he actually leaves. And,
Right. Well, Napa's like trying to give him $1, like, sorry about the mess,
Yeah,
and he's like, you keep that $1 and get the fuck out of my bar.
yeah. And then he has this weird scene where he goes out and talks to the guy that's on the ground, basically all but dead, where he's like straightening his tie. And he's
Caressing
like,
him.
here's
and-
$20. You might want to get out of this neighborhood.
Yeah.
And then he's just weird, gleeful evil in the beginning of this movie.
That whole discussion is really bizarre.
Yeah.
Like, the guy's practically dead laying on the sidewalk, and he's whispering to him and tucking money in his pocket. Like,
Get yourself a cab. Just get out of here before it gets any later.
weird, man.
And then I think it goes to him going to his dad, right? Or I assume it's his dad.
It's another Napa,
Yeah.
Joseph Napa.
Yeah, he goes to see the head boss, right?
Yeah.
Or
his uncle.
Oh, wait. First he has the scene in his room where we're introduced to his blonde girlfriend,
Right.
Tina,
Yes.
who's Connie Strickland,
Mm-hmm.
and yeah, then she's like all naked and bubbly, and he's just like, I don't want anything to do with you. I'm getting dressed. I got business, and
She's like trying to
you
get him
should not,
undressed.
You should not disparage this woman like that. She's a lovely woman.
She's built.
Mm-hmm.
She has
Yeah.
the best of both ends worlds. I don't know. She's a lady.
She's a nice
Whoa,
looking
whoa, whoa.
lady.
Yeah.
She's a lady.
Yeah.
Well assembled.
Yes.
And
Yeah.
and pleasant.
She's 5 feet
she's
of
put
dynamite.
she's put together well.
Yes.
Let's just say that.
Okay. Fair
And
enough.
yeah, but he's just like, bah, get out of here.
Yeah.
And starts to get a little violent with her, and she's just like, oh, but come on, what am I
Kind
gonna
of.
do? And then his parting words are, she's like, what am I gonna do all day? And he's like, why don't you get your crayons and practice your coloring? And then turns around and walks out.
Well, he kind of punches her on the chin a little
Yeah,
bit
a little
as
bit,
he's leaving.
yeah.
He's like
Just
just
a-
tap,
yeah, just
but
a
more
tap.
harder than a oh you.
Harder
just,
than one of the, you know, how you
The
how
here's looking
sometimes
at you
just,
did?
you know,
Yeah.
yeah. It's
sometimes
like,
you just nudge the face with the knuckle.
Yeah.
He just taps her
Yeah.
like a 1-inch tap on the chin.
right.
It was like probably a filling rattler.
Yeah.
Kind of a-
It's a Nillanok. It was.
no,
No,
she'd
no.
been on the ground if it was a Nillanok.
Yeah.
Well, all right.
That's so very true. But yeah, so he leaves, and that's when he goes to see his dad, uncle, whoever it is that runs the family, and his
Boss.
His whole MO is like, I'm old, and we're done with the old ways. Violence is out. We're business people now.
Use
And
business.
And of course, because it's a blaxploitation movie, they're discussing what part of real estate they're going to take over and how this part of town is an untouched territory, and if they take it over, then
Well,
they can get back their empire.
they have a population map of black people.
Yeah, they do.
And he just zeroes in on the most populated black area and is like, here's the untapped market right here.
Yeah, apparently Samson is the center of the heat map of where they need to take over.
Right.
Was it? Because his area was like blue, like
Was
one
it?
large blotch of blue.
I think blue was the
blue
hot.
was the hottest.
It's
okay.
70s weird colors for.
Well, it is blue. It's like flame. Yeah, blue is
Yeah.
actually hotter.
That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I've-
Whatever. I'm just making shit up
Yeah.
at this point.
But yeah,
But
they're basically like, right here. This is
Yeah.
where we need business.
Start here. And he's like,
happening.
oh, I know them. I know this neighborhood. There's a guy. He's going to be trouble, and I'm going to have to use my old ways. And he's like, no, settle down. Come on, just talk to the guy. He's like, all right, well, I'll try it your way.
Yeah.
So they send Ted from accounting or their lawyer in.
Yeah.
And he's walks in, and of course he's like, Mr. Samson, I have a business proposition for you. And Samson's like, oh yeah, all right, cool, man. Let's go take a walk.
Let's go talk about it in private.
Let's go walk on the roof. And puts on his sunglasses. He's like, yeah, man, I come up here when I need to think. And
No, the guy asks him if he comes up here when he needs to think, and
he's
he's
just
like,
I
nah,
was
if
coming here
I need to think, I walk out into the desert.
Yeah, I come up here to survey the land.
I just
can
come up
see
here
all
to
my
come up
people,
here.
Yeah.
and I can look around. Like, look down there, all these thriving people. And he's like,
no,
look,
Simba's father. He's like
Yeah.
everything the sun
everything,
touches. Is
everything
mine.
the sun that touches is mine and will never be yours. Because if you look closer, no, go ahead and look a little closer.
Yeah, really.
And,
No, get a good look down there.
and of course, yeah, it's kind of like in a low budget movie. Like, I'm going to hang you over the roof, but
Yeah.
it's very much like, don't lean too far over.
Yeah, because you will fall. But
Yeah.
yeah, dude is like, oh god,
Well, okay, I guess.
sorry, I can't even talk to you, Black Samson.
Yeah. And so leaves. And of course, and then it's like another meeting of, all right, well, we got to do things my way. And he's like, yeah, this guy's crazy. He's not playing around, boss. The lawyer talking.
Mhm.
Oh, I'm sorry, boss. He's crazy. There, I have to do the proper voice.
Yeah.
Now you know who it is.
Yeah.
But yeah, so he's like, well, this is going to go badly, but if you got to do what you got to do, do it. But it's going to be on you when it fails. And he's just like, okay, I guess that's a yes. Let's go.
Yep.
Let's go fuck up their lives. So I believe they try to run Samson down an alley first with a car.
They do.
Like some side characters, is Johnny Napa is not involved, and
Some disposables.
Yeah, Nappa's gang, and they employ a large number of 50-year-old hairy white dudes who aren't very good at anything except hating black dudes. That's their primary characteristic. They're not good at much else. They certainly can't drive, and they can't fight.
right.
So
Well, when you took personal ads out in the 70s, that was an easy
Sure.
quota to fill.
yeah,
Everyone else, maybe a little younger, was a little more progressive. And,
probably.
can you really not fight? Can you kind of drive a car? And do you hate black people? And all these 50-year-old guys show up and you're like, yeah. I was in Pearl Harbor. Let's go.
Well, that's a weird correlation. That doesn't make sense. I mean, I get the old timer,
Right.
whatever, right? Fine,
Sure.
but yeah, they try to run him down, and well, they do because we're like,
they hit him with the door.
Well,
like, sort of. I mean, they don't
He
run
has
him
a couple
down.
chances to maybe not get hit by this door.
he does what everyone does in a movie, which is when cars coming at you down a street or something, they just run straight ahead instead of out of the way.
He kind of runs out of the way, but he runs into a garbage pile, which becomes comical because, yeah, they kind of bump him with the door enough to knock him down, and then it's
Smack the shit out of him with that door.
yeah, and then it becomes this awkward fight in the garbage pile with I think 3 guys and him,
It
and he gets the stick knocked out of his hand right away, so he has to kind of pick up and throw these guys and beat one guy against a car. And,
Yeah, it's an awkward fight because there's
Yeah.
no room to move around. And it's just basically like he will punch a dude and the dude will just splay out just like, oh.
Yeah.
and then he's in the way. He becomes debris that has to be pushed aside.
yeah, at a
so
certain
that-
point, I thought he was like throwing the guys out of the way to get to a stick,
Yeah.
so he could fight properly. But the
No.
stick never entered into this
No,
fight.
he's just
No.
throwing him out of the way
Yeah.
to.
Yeah.
I guess get out of the garbage pile.
Yeah.
But yeah, he just kind of disposes of these guys and goes about his day. And
There's a pattern in this movie of, I mean, the plot is established right away of these evil people want Samson's street, and Samson is aware of it, and it just becomes a pattern of person or people show up. They either talk to Samson or try to murder Samson. Samson deals with it, and then back to the club.
yeah, because while he was getting kind of run down, Napa himself has gone back to his club and is talking to his lady friend.
Yes.
And kind of threatening her or
Leslie?
Leslie, yes.
Yeah. While the lion is literally asleep, just chilling out. I mean, drugged out of its mind, I'm sure. But
In the jungle,
Yeah.
the mighty jungle, the lion sleeps tonight.
Inside Samson's, the bar called Samson's, the lion sleeps all the time.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yep. So Sleeping Lion. And that's not going to clear. We're going to get flagged for that.
Oh, I don't think we were that on key.
All
it's
right,
okay. I
fair
think
enough.
we're
Oh, I
fine.
was. Fuck you.
Sorry, I did not mean to impugn upon your musical skills over there.
Yeah, you better not.
But yeah, Napa shows up and is sort of bothering Leslie. The first 3 times he comes in, he really just asks for a beer. And they just like, no, we're closed. And that's when he gets mad. I think if they just give him a beer,
Because like he takes her drink because
Yeah.
she won't give him a drink,
Right.
and does this weird thing where he sticks his hand down the glass and then goes and spreads his fingers out and breaks the glass everywhere.
Yeah.
And he says something like, "I didn't know I could still do that." I
Yeah,
was
it's like-
were you were practicing that at one point? That was a
Why could you ever do that? Why was that a thing you could do?
don't know, but yeah.
It's menacing, I guess.
He kind of menaces her, and doesn't he like pick up a candle like he's about to hit her with
Yeah.
it? And that's when Samson grabs
pops
his hand.
up like, hey.
Well, no, he was crushing her arm.
Okay.
Like
Oh,
squeezing
that's right,
her
'cause-
arm really tight.
Because Samson comes in and does the Spock thing on
Yeah.
his shoulder. And they have like a grip off where he's gripping Leslie and
Samson is trying to rip
Yeah.
his shoulder off
and
with
it's
his
just like,
hand.
who's
yeah.
going to let go first? And obviously, Samson wins.
Yes. Yeah, so he leaves again.
Yeah.
Another threatening moment. And then I think he goes to talk to random Bogart on the street.
Right, yes.
Bring that back.
Yeah, because he's just like, "Hey, you're still here. I need something done." And he's like, "Anything you need done, 2 bills," which apparently $200 can get you hired hand and I think 4 other guys.
I believe there were 4 other guys.
Because Leslie and Samson are walking
Down a dark
a
alley.
dark alley, and all of a sudden, a guy comes out of nowhere. And is like, "Hey, man, can I borrow a quarter?" And then grab the girl and start fight. And Samson again awkwardly fights these guys off and beats the shit out of the original guy. I don't even know what his name was. It doesn't really matter.
Doesn't matter.
the
Man,
guy-
he is okay. So he beats the hell out of those like 4 other dudes and goes back to the main dude and has him on the ground and is just punching him in the face over and over again. And Leslie jumps on his back like, enough, you're gonna kill him, and is on his back for at least 3 or 4 more punches.
And she's holding onto his arm, so every time he throws one of these huge haymakers, she flies over his shoulder, and then he rears back, which tosses her back again.
Yeah.
And then he swings another one forward.
Yeah.
It's-
But let's point out also that like Samson is probably at least 6'6". I'm guessing he's a pretty big dude, and she's like 5 foot tall.
She's
and so
a
like
little tiny woman.
yeah, so like there's several points in the movie where he just picks her up like a doll.
Yeah,
and
and
moves
puts her
around.
aside,
So
like-
when she's hanging on his back, it's just like she looks
Yeah.
like the rodeo guy.
Right, exactly. 8 seconds. You
Yeah.
gotta hold on to Black Samson for 8 seconds.
You win. So, good job. But yeah, so eventually, he gives up and he kind of has this moment of like, oh god, I almost killed that guy. So
Yeah, Jesus, what's
that
what's
really
become
got
of me?
That got out of hand, and I don't know. There's
They go
other
back and have the sex.
there's other scenes of random merriment in the bar. Like there's a crazy old guy who has come to basically live in his bar, where he just kind of offers him a place to stay, some food to eat, and the guy kind of plays some funk organ here and there in the bar.
He just ends up playing there. He's
Yeah.
just like always there playing.
Because like this,
he's
you know,
the local drunk. And
yeah.
but like this titty bar has like a live band usually,
Yes, it
and
does.
then occasionally it has whatever the guy's name. What was the old dude's name?
Old Henry.
Old Henry. That is actually his credit. Okay,
Yeah.
yes. But yeah, I mean, so there's some various scenes of him, and they're entertaining, and he's
Yeah. They have a
funny.
one like heartfelt scene at one point where he's playing the organ or whatever, and he's just like, "Man, no one listens to this music anymore." And I'm just like, "Yeah, they do.
Yeah, but
it's the height of that music, dude."
but his first scene is like when he comes in, he's like after he's basically beginning the run of the place after it's closed down, he goes over and has a moment with the lion where he's like, "All right, Mr. Lion, we're not gonna have any trouble," and that's like the moment the lion kind of wakes up enough to go "Rawr," and
Yeah.
he's like, "Oh shit!"
Well, then
Runs
he's like,
away.
"I'm from Africa.
Yeah.
You're from Africa. We know how to deal with you, and you just stay out of my way." And the lion goes, "Rawr!" And he's like, "Hey, man, come on, lion,
"Yeah."
man."
And along the way, besides Samson being harried by the mafia people, he's also kind of cracking down on drugs, because there's one scene where he's got to push her up against a wall and bust the bag of cocaine all over him, and is threatening him. And the guy's like, "You're going to call the cops." He's like, "No, I'm not. I want to deal with this ourselves. You're gonna stop this, right? At least not on my street." And
Samson, he's a club owner, and he keeps his shit clean.
right.
His street is clean. None of that shit on his street.
Right. Because
And-
it escalates. Like he deals with the pusher guy because then he goes and has a scene where he goes to talk to, is it Arthur? Is that the crazy
I don't know.
guy?
I don't know what that guy's name was, but I love that guy.
He's basically Black Charlie Day in the 70s.
Kind of, yeah.
Yeah,
Because like
Arthur. Yeah,
Yeah,
I think it's Arthur.
'cause
Black
it-
Charlie Day in the 70s.
well, I'm just like, because the first scene is like he's got a funeral parlor. That's like his front, but it's actually he does still do business through it. But he's also a drug dealer, pusher, whatever guy, general, roundabout criminal
Yeah.
sort of guy with this funeral home front. So a funeral is just letting out, and like he's walking behind one of the bereaved widows or whoever, this lady, and he's just kind of checking out her ass, and then he kind of comes around and he's like, ma'am, I'm very sorry for your loss. I've put my number on the back of this card, so feel free to call me at any time. And like as soon as like he has her escorted away, and as soon as the door closes, he's just like, damn.
Yeah.
But Samson is sitting in the back pew of this funeral home, leaning on his staff, bent over so that the lady and the rest of the family can't see his face. And as he's doing this whole proper funeral director routine, he is just laughing his ass off silently until like the point that like the door shuts and they're alone. And yeah, the guy lets off and he's like,
They just both go, God damn.
this lady, oh wow. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then they have this whole scene where it's like they know each other, so I guess it's kind of okay that he's a criminal that they can associate because they were brought up in the same area or whatever. But he's kind of like, man, you're not dealing with shit around my area. And he's like, no, I wouldn't do that. Maybe it's those white cats that are doing this, and they're trying to move in on your territory.
He's like, man, if
Yeah.
it's you, I will come back and hit you with
Yeah.
my lion.
But this
cane."
guy's changes in emotion in one scene, or what I say that are kind of like the Charlie Day aspect of him, because he'll go very bug-eyed and then like just jump and pitch all over the place.
Yeah.
Like this will be like
Well, he is doing coke every 5
Yes.
seconds.
Yes, he is.
He's just constantly like, so.
So yeah, I mean, but they have this scene, and he will show up again later. So.
Yeah, I love this guy. This guy's fantastic.
So yeah, all of that. These were side scenes that were happening while Samson is being threatened. I believe that is the next plan where he sends in the blonde chick, Napa.
Yeah,
'Cause
Napa
he's
has
kinda-
seen slaughter.
Yeah, well, because like, he's tried to run him down. He's tried to send the Bogarts after him, and he's like, none of this is working. We need to figure out where his weak points are. Hey, you, Tina, go in there and infiltrate his establishment. So
Right.
she goes in, and because he saw signs about they needed a dancer, so he sends her, and she's like, I'm here to apply for the dancing job, and look at my titties as I dance for you for a few minutes.
Yep. And
And-
Samson's like, you're hired.
Yeah, good job.
You got titties and you can dance.
And then
So-
it's like another scene of, everybody's going crazy for the new dancer, night at at Samson's, and that all kind of happens, and it just kind of establishes like she's kind of in on it. And then
in on it, but it's like, I don't understand what the plan is. There's no information to get.
no,
Because she just basically, because Napa's like, what did you learn? And she's like, nothing. He seems like a good dude. He talked to me.
and of course he's immediately like, did you sleep with him?
Yeah.
And
It's like,
first
no.
time he starts getting physical with her a little bit, like smacks her around a little bit, and like, did you get physical with him? And then there was a scene where some guys were kind of chasing him in a car. This was another random like mini car chase / confrontation because he noticed that he was being followed kind of at high speed, goes to the top of a parking garage
Right.
and fights off some guys.
Yeah, he
At-
parks and gets out of his car and then realizes that a car is coming at him and runs like crazy to get away from it.
Yeah,
And-
jumps over his car, gets his car crushed. Jumps in another car, and of course, it immediately starts because I guess 70s everybody was trusting. And yeah, anyway, so he eventually beats up like 3 more guys.
Yeah.
And then there's a scene out of the pool where Tina's back home, and one of the guys, she and Napa are kind of having sort of quasi awkward sexy time out by the pool.
Sort of quasi.
Well, I mean, yeah,
sexy
he never
time.
really turns off menacing, so it's like he's just like kind of being sweet to her in his own evil way, I guess, and she
in a
still
way that
menacing, like-
violence is
Yeah.
coming.
He continues to menace her.
Yeah.
yeah, until bludgeon guy from the parking garage shows up and like, boss, I need to talk to you, and they quarrel, and he's like, oh, so it failed, did it? Okay, well, you want a drink? And the guy's like, yeah, sure, I'd love a drink. And like,
We'll get him next time, boss.
have you ever seen a movie, guy? I mean, you got a lot of downtime as a gangster, right? Just go see some movies.
Yeah.
Watch a few because
Nope.
when you failed and your boss offers you a drink, nothing good is coming because he takes the entire bottle of scotch and breaks it over the guy's head and throws him in the pool and almost drowns him.
Well, he jumps in after him, just like, I'm gonna fucking
and the
murder
guy's
you.
like, boss, somebody gave he knew we were coming or something like that. And he's like drowning the guy, and all of a sudden he's like, oh, okay, and leaps out of the pool, and then basically goes and beats the shit out of her because she's obviously informed him of whatever plot.
Right.
So
Sure.
I mean, it's like it's no more slaps anymore. It's like he's straight up punching her.
Yeah,
And then it kind of cuts away.
thankfully.
Yeah, I don't know what's worse. Like if he just hit her twice and be like, okay, I guess he was done. But the cutaway was like, okay, more came. It's that imagination thing of like, okay, seriously, Samson needs to murder this guy at some certain point.
Yep.
And we don't see her for a while.
Yeah, no.
Next time we see her, she's wearing very large glasses, and
surprisingly
doesn't have that much bruising for having taken a shit beating.
Well, I think some time was supposed to have passed.
Yeah, because he says, your face is looking better.
Yeah, because I mean, Samson's like, she doesn't show up for work, and people are like, oh, where's she? Oh,
Oh, it's there is a character. There's a running character in this movie which is just off-screen bar voice, and it's the best character in this movie because it's just saying wacky shit that needed to be said. Because it's like, hey, actual characters on screen is like, hey, where's the white dancer? And they're like, oh, she didn't make it in, and then off-screen voice says something like. Just white people can't be trusted to show up.
Oh, those white people sure are shifty.
Yeah.
It's just... Well, in the first fight, the very first one, like after the guy is like Samson is picking the guy up to throw him out of the bar, he says something. The
like, get to stepping, white boy.
Yeah, get to stepping, honky. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's constantly great lines that I guess they thought of after the fact because they're all 80 yards in.
I think after the fact they realized that Samson really wasn't saying anything menacing. He was just making statements.
Yeah.
And so
we forgot to mention that the guy that gets the shit up, almost killed by him in the alley, that asked for a quarter. He threw a quarter at him at the very end of the fight.
Yeah.
But then he didn't say anything. He was like, here's that quarter. And I was like, say something like,
no.
Why don't you call an ambulance? I mean, anything.
Yeah,
Just,
but no.
I don't think Samson needed to say anything more.
No, I know, just for our benefit, for the one-liner aspect. I guess these things came later in movies.
Yeah.
Sadly.
Well,
Dirty Harry,
not much later because
Dirty Harry
off-screen
kind of
character.
Dirty Harry kind of started the one-liners,
Kind of,
really.
but I don't know. Still could have said something.
Anyway, but yeah, I don't even. Where were we? Oh yes, he's beating the shit out of the lady. She's not showing up for work,
right?
And oh god, I don't even remember what the chain of events are like. I think Leslie has gone to talk to the crazy guy, the coke dealer.
Well, she had a fight with Samson because she's like, you need to leave. And he's like,
I can't love a corpse, and you're a walking corpse now if you don't leave.
And he's like, it's not that easy.
But she kind of keeps going on, like it's just like, I don't want to love a dead walking body. It's like, okay, we get it.
Yeah,
like,
thank you. Yeah, she gives
an
impassioned speech.
Like, she's actually like, that's gross.
Yeah, she does.
You have just grossed yourself out by talking about necrophilia. Good job there, Leslie.
But Samson's like, I can't. It's not that easy. I can't just leave. So she's like, well, fine. I'll show you how easy it is. I'm leaving. And that she goes to what's his name, and it's like
Arthur. We think.
It's like, can you help us? Can you just stop being a jerk for a while and come and help us do something? And he's like, nah. And they're in the sweatiest room ever. Just they must have been in the hottest sweat box room. It's supposed to be the back of the funeral home or whatever.
Should be cool.
Yeah, but no, they are both just drenched. And she's like, well, is there anything I could do to make you help us? And he's like, yeah, come here. And then he's like, nah, no, I can't do that to my friend. Just get out of here. I'm not going to do anything.
Yeah, I'm not even going to help.
Yeah.
And she's like, you motherfucker.
Yeah. And so, his henchman starts to lead her out through the funeral home, and all of a sudden, there's a bunch of guys in all the coffins, and they all pop out. And the one henchman, who has just been sort of silently standing in the background the whole time, turns into Black Belt Jones because he's just and just fighting and just all the just terrible kung fu
that was
stuff.
CT.
Okay.
He had an easy enough name.
Yes, he did. Yeah. And he kills a bunch of dudes until one guy brings a gun to a karate fight and shoots that guy.
Because he's throwing dudes and doing the prolonged and like he's in the middle like and one time the guy's just like all right,
and just bang.
Indiana Jones him.
Mm-hmm. And the dude comes out and he's just like, oh no.
Well, they grab Leslie and take her away. And then he's like, oh no, CT.
Now you dragged me into this.
My only henchman in my
Yeah.
apparently large crime organization.
Right. But as you said, he's close to the funeral home, so it would be very quick
convenient.
burial. Yeah. And like Napa is going somewhere with his lady, and that's when they have the like, oh, your face is looking better, and then he throws her out of the car
Yeah.
because he's still convinced that she slept with Samson.
Yeah. Yeah, they kind of have a moment, and we're like, oh, well, all right, I guess he's nicer now. No.
Nope.
Throws her out of a moving car.
Pure evil.
And everyone stops, and like people stop in the middle of the street like, oh my God.
Yeah. That was some cold shit.
Yeah, they just threw her out of the car.
Yeah.
Just dumped her.
And so Samson knows that Leslie's been kidnapped.
Yes,
But-
because the Arthur guy shown up, I think, right, and said something like,
Well, they've also dynamited the front of his place.
yes, they killed the old man,
Yeah.
old Henry.
With
Yeah.
dynamite.
Yes,
Killed
exactly.
him with dynamite.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Samson had told him, like, just get out of here for the night. You don't want to be here because shit's
Right.
getting real. And gives him some money, and he's like, I'm not going to a hotel, blah, blah, blah. And he wanders back in drunk,
Yeah.
talking to the lion, and, dudes roll up, throw dynamite at the front door, and he's like, what the shit is that? And goes over to the door, and kaboom.
Yeah. Lion's okay.
Yeah, thank God, because the lion is crucial to the finale of this movie.
Well, I'm just saying all the firefighters and police are there, and
Yeah.
like Lion's sitting outside, and
No one has a problem with this.
no, well, Samson comes and is like leading him away. He's
Yeah.
like, what's the name, like Udu or something like that?
Something.
Yeah,
Yeah.
And that's when Arthur shows up and is like, he's like, get out of here, I don't trust you or whatever, and he's like, well, what? They hit me too. CT's dead. Oh yeah, and they grabbed Leslie, and he's like, what?
Yeah.
Because he didn't know any of this. And
Right.
He just knew they just dynamited his place and killed his hobo friend.
Aw, hobo friend.
So, yeah. So,
He goes to see what's her face in the
well,
hospital.
but like the chain of events is like, okay, now go murder them right now, because I think they show a shot of. No, that's right. They menace even more because they show a shot where all the henchmen are in this warehouse where they're setting this trap for Samson.
Yep.
And like Napa's there, and like he's organizing things, and then the two guys are supposed to watch her, and they start getting touchy-feely, rapey with her, and they're like, wow, nice body, nice tits, too bad we got to cut them up and send a message to your boyfriend.
Right.
And yeah, they pull out a knife and start kind of cutting on her and get real
And then they
weird.
cut away.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like they cut her shirt open. I mean, they just
Yeah.
they take
They
a
cut
long
away,
time.
they leave their worldly possessions and skydive.
Yes. Yes.
No, they do not do that.
Oh.
They cut on her, and like the shot ends with her screaming out of
Yes.
focus, dissolve cut kind of thing. And we're
Right.
like, okay, seriously, murder the fuck out of these people. Mm-hmm. And then that's what the weird transition is like. All of a sudden, it's like it looks like a nursing home because
Yeah.
they're just wheeling old people around on, and we're like, what the fuck are we now? And Samson's walking down the hallway. We're like, the fuck are you doing? Go and get your woman and murder these people.
Nope.
But yeah, he's gone to see Tina in the hospital, and I mean, yeah, so she's alive. She's just all skinned up, and she's like, I'm sorry, I did this for Napa, and he's like, yeah, I knew the whole time, but you weren't going to get anything that he couldn't get on the streets.
Yeah. Which is just basically, I run this nightclub.
Yeah.
There are
So
no secrets to be learned here.
he's just like, you know where Leslie is? And she's like, yeah,
Yeah.
all right, tell me. And she hesitates, like, I guess she's probably trying to protect him. Like, I don't want you to go get killed because
Right.
they've got a bunch of people and you're one guy. But he rides in with his in his car. Somehow, like, he's sitting by and, like, I guess waiting for the right moment because he squeals in, like, runs two people into a big fake wall of boxes or whatever.
Well, he waits for like 10 of them to walk far enough away.
Right.
I don't know where they were going, but they were just like, hey, let's go over here. And he sort of grins and is just like, fuck yeah, here's my chance. And drives through the warehouse and drives like two dudes into a stack of empty boxes.
Yeah, let's assume they're dead.
Okay, sure. That's what I was
Okay.
assuming. Those guys are dead.
And then, like, the guys that were upstairs doing the menacing to Leslie are like, "What the shit was that?" And somehow he is now like grabbed his his killing stick and is like creeping upstairs and sneaking around in the dark. And we're like, he's created this giant commotion. How is he sneaking? But then like one guy comes to the stairs and is like, "Hey, what's going on down there?" And then like he's up the at the foot of or the top of the stairs, and it's just like, ha! It
Yeah.
hits him and throws him down the stairs, and we're like, okay, this is working, I guess.
He somehow surprises like 4 dudes by throwing them off the railing, where it's just like, hey, what was that?
Yeah,
noise?
he comes out of the shadows, like, we'll hit him with a stick, and then like picks one dude up over his head and just throws him down to the ground.
Yep.
And then
It's an acceptable way to kill a man.
he doesn't really kill the actual knife guy at this point. Like, he hits him with a stick a couple times, but then like just kind of grabs Leslie and, like I said, picks her up like a doll and just kind of carries her away. And basically, this is all about escape. They get to the roof and climb down an overly long shot of complicated steps of this building until they get to the ground and run away. Essentially,
They get in a
that's
car.
it. He murders like 4 dudes and hurts 1 guy.
Yeah.
And then they're away.
And this leads to a car chase,
Yeah.
which isn't bad. They steal a car, which luckily has a sunroof, so his killing stick can breathe. And then everyone else piles into the remaining cars and chases after him. And like what follows is
Chaos?
yeah, because it's just like no one can. I don't know what the deal was with cars during this era, but like steering and braking are not things that cars did during this time because they will just like
cars sucked.
Well, they also weighed like 2 tons.
sure, but I mean like no one can corner
Drum
and
brakes.
every-
and no, like they hadn't invented.
There was no
good
power
suspension.
steering. There was
Sure.
no power
No
steering.
power
so,
steering.
yeah, I mean,
yeah, but I mean
imagine you were doing that just to make a corner.
it's like whenever a car appears in front of them, they crash into it, and a couple times someone will actually say, "Did you not see that car?"
Yeah.
So it's just sort of
Yeah, but I mean, like, the bad guys are wrecking cars, getting out of cars, jacking other people's cars, and continuing on, and just kind of chaos. But anyway, Samson somehow manages to get away because I think they wreck enough that they're just like, fuck it, we're done.
yep.
And gets back to his homestead and is basically like, all right, plans in motion. Like, we are going to... They're kind of... I guess he'd already set this in motion.
Well, there was
because-
a coordinated effort because those dudes on the bikes
That's right, that's
were
right.
part of the plan. Because he drives up to them and then they speed off.
Yeah, they're the signal that, like, okay, when he comes through, back up this big truck in the middle of the street, of this narrow street that's his street, and we're gonna trap them.
Yeah.
And it works because they come barreling around the corner, and then it's like one car hits the truck sideways, and then the next one T-bones that, and then the other one slides sideways, so they make like a nice capital I in the middle of the street with these cars. And
They try to get out of this mess and are just crashing into everything. It's like they're on ice. It's ridiculous. They are just sliding
well,
around.
one car's like wheel is
Well,
literally
sure.
horizontal. It's like that car is done.
Yeah.
It's fucked up.
Yeah.
And so like they get out, they're just kind of standing there, and like
Because they've also pulled tow trucks out to the main exit to the street.
Yeah,
so they're pinned in, and they just all get out.
they're
It's
like, all right, well, let's rack the place. Get into Samson's place. Nobody's here. They're like
Yeah.
walking into all the buildings around by, and they're like, nobody's here. And all of a sudden, you kind of hear like, like this kind of knocking sound coming from like, up at the roofs.
Yeah.
And then like they kind of look up, and you just start slowly seeing all of the neighborhood people coming to the edge of the roof, just all wielding. Everyone's wielding something like pipes and just 2x4s and just everything. And
doors.
yeah, and they just kind of funnel them into the middle of the street, and I mean, we're talking hundreds and hundreds of people like are at windows and the roofs of these buildings.
Yep.
And all of a sudden, they're just kind of have this coordinated like,
Now,
cry havoc and let slip the dogs of war because they just fucking start throwing everything at these people, and I mean, everything.
like you would think the expression "everything but the kitchen sink" is sort of a joke. No. They're fucking ripping everything out of wherever they can grab.
Yeah, they were throwing stoves and refrigerators and sinks and everything.
There was a couch.
There was a couch.
Well, yeah, one guy like gets this shot, like looks like it hurts, and then it's like, oh, that was just a fucking couch cushion.
Yeah. It hit him hard. I mean, but still, it was just like, oh, it's a cushion.
Somebody
got
crushed
hit by a refrigerator.
Yeah, somebody
Yeah.
gets crushed by a refrigerator, and I'm still wondering how that was. Like, if that was just that had to be like a completely fake prop. I mean, because
yeah, it had been like cardboard.
but yeah,
But
Like one of
still,
those that
it's
you see in the
convincing.
furniture store.
yeah, it's convincing looking because like this guy gets hit and kind of collapses under its weight, its faux weight, and
Also, like before the carnage started, they were all chanting Samson.
yes,
And so then they all just start throwing just everything. I mean, it is just raining garbage down on these guys. And, I mean, there are dudes in this alley. I mean, regardless of the characters they're playing, there are people there. And they're just throwing just everything down onto these people.
Stuntmen in the 70s.
Still, but Jesus, like cinder blocks and shit. Just everything coming down, and
then people start falling because at first like one happens, we're like, whoa, that guy got a little too overzealous with his throw. But I think like then they threw in some shots that probably were misedited out of order because the bad guys were shooting up into the ceilings or ceilings up to the roofs and everything. So.
But they didn't show that at first. So at first it looked like dudes were just suiciding themselves down to hit the guys on the ground. We're like, this has gotten a bit extreme. These guys are really like Samson. Christ. Samson is just like a cult leader. So yeah, and then finally they show like dudes shooting up in the sky. And
I think it was a little misedited there, but because there's a couple shots later where it's like, bang, okay, their guy
But
falls.
then dudes start rappelling down the walls.
Yeah, well, one guy is like, he's kind of climbed down partway down a fire escape, and he's like, okay, I'm low enough that he jumps onto one guy that's on a car and luckily like knocks him into a mattress right there.
Yeah,
but
still a stunt.
But still, then dudes get the idea of like, let's rappel down the building and get into the fray here.
And then what happens?
It's like you have stairs, guys. This is where you live.
Yeah, it's like you got up there. You don't have to rappel down. Rappelling down is actually leaving you exposed to get shot.
Yeah. But they do.
But they all get down, and then it's like they break into groups of 20, and then they just swarm guys. And it's just like, get that guy, and they all just run over and beat the living fuck out of that guy. And then another guy was like, hey, you black people, grr. And then they all run over to him and beat him up.
Yeah. This is kind of like a zombie movie, because, I mean, the way they're kind of hoarding and attacking them all at once, it's like, you kind of expect, like, body parts and limbs and blood to just be spraying out of these little mobs that they've created. But, they just kind of generally kind of comically carry them away off screen.
Yeah, one guy just gets like, hip hip hooray!
Like, off to the alley where we're going to murder you horribly. Yes. But we're not going to really show it until it's down to just Nappa and Samson. And he's kind of come out like, he was disappeared for a little while. And he's kind of come out and everyone's, Samson.
Yeah. And Nappa, God bless him for sticking to his guns. He just immediately launches into the worst racist shit.
Oh yeah, and just with switchblade in hand, he's like, "I'm gonna cut you."
He's like, "Come on, you and me," and everyone's like, "Yeah, get him." Although they could easily take care of this situation, they don't have to watch this fight.
It's the Lethal Weapon ending.
I know.
It's like, why?
Yeah,
just kill him.
Yeah, but no, and they fight, and it's a little awkward. Samson is not a good fighter.
Well,
that's why he has a giant
gets his shirt ripped off or his daishiki. Or, I mean, like he's never wearing just normal,
traditional shirt.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, and they just they stumble around for a while, and
and then he eventually he's like Nappa started with switchblade and chain that he got from somewhere. Well, I mean, they were throwing everything.
Sure,
so he probably just going to look down and go, "Oh, chain!
I'll use this.
I will fight you with a refrigerator. Yep, it's right here."
And he gets the upper hand on him with the chain for a while, and then Samson eventually ends up with the chain and whipping him with it.
Yeah, and then gets his stick and hits him a few times, and then just kind of pins him up against this car. And
I'm pretty sure the implication was that he impaled him with that stick.
Yeah, because he kind of Grace Jones him from Conan, like just
because he does the whole legs just like, and then just completely.
And that's what's great is like crowd is dead silent.
They're like, oh shit, Samson murdered that guy.
like this is what we were saying. Like off-screen guy should have been like, you just fucking killed that guy. Like they almost should have added that in because like there's just enough of a pause where like, holy shit, he really just straight up murdered that guy, and then like a pause and then, yeah.
Well, what happens is that Samson has the stick.
Yeah.
And he drops the mic, and as soon as he drops the mic, the crowd goes, yeah,
you just murdered that guy,
and they're all just like, hooray, Samson, and.
Yeah.
And it's funny because he comes around the corner to see if Leslie's okay, and
she's got blood through her shirt now from her titty wounds.
And she's like, and his buddy has also shown up, and he's like, are we gonna have problems now? Because I saw what you murdered that guy.
You straight murdered that guy.
And Samson's like, we should probably lay low for a while. And she's like, no, we have to stay.
Yeah, no, you taught me. This is the place. We got to stay here. And he's like, no.
I think we might need to go away for a little bit. Because the sirens are coming, and it's like, oh, dear. But yeah, just sort of like the cops have shown up, and the people are just directing them to, take that guy away. And that guy was trying to kill us. And they just walk away and freeze frame, and a 35-second Black Samson theme song plays.
In Rome.
Okay, yeah.
Well, I'm saying, the cops win in Rome.
But I will, Samson's plan backfired because his streets are no longer clean.
Well, they will be, eventually.
I don't know. That was every personal belonging
They're
in that neighborhood.
they're morally clean.
Okay, fine.
That's
Okay.
the garbage. They could just have a big yard sale, a street sale. Yeah.
Yes. One refrigerator used to kill white dude.
Who wants a murder
Keeps
stick?
stuff cold.
Used by Samson himself.
Yeah.
$5.
Yeah. Oh, I'd pay $5. I wonder if that's on eBay or something. I wonder who owns that stick.
I wonder who owns that lion.
That lion's dead.
Yeah. Probably.
There was a reason we didn't see that lion in the finale.
I think Rockne Tarkington probably has that stick.
He should.
Yeah. Anyway. Yeah. So yeah.
Yeah. Movie over. The 35-second song at the end is not good enough for a Star Grove.
It is not.
It's
No.
basically someone saying Black Samson and then going, ooh.
It keeps acting like it's going to kick into it be a real song, but it never does.
No, it just ends before it begins. So, yeah, no Star Grove. So, real rating.
It's been a very weak Stargrove year for blaxploitation history. Was
Yep.
was Sheba Baby the only one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it was strong. Although, only because the music has always been good.
Yes, I mean
it's just we're not getting lyrics.
We've had a lot of instrumental
Yeah.
scores,
Yeah.
and they've been good scores, but not Stargrove material.
Yeah.
Something like we need ones with strong songs about the character. Like,
Yeah.
preferably
Sheba Baby was-
like during the movie, not during the credits. Like
No, yeah.
I want to see guy walking down the street to his own theme song.
Exactly.
Yes.
Yeah.
Anyway, all right. Regular ratings.
Okay.
I started last time. Someone else.
I'll go. I will give it 3 jocks. I fully admit there are long stretches of kind of slow, boring scenes in this. However, there's just an air of unpredictability to this movie. Like I never was quite sure exactly where it was going to go. I was worried that it wasn't going to give a good payoff at the end, and it certainly didn't pay off him having a lion.
No.
That never came into play, which is really disappointing.
No, it was just a bar ornament.
But the entire neighborhood coming together and just raining chaos down on these racist motherfuckers, and him stabbing that guy with his with his lion cane, and then dropping the mic at the end. I mean, that's pretty good. It's not great, but I there were enough entertaining bits to it, and it's well made. It's not terrible. Yeah, I think a solid mid 3 jocks is good for this.
Okay.
I would tend to agree with that, so I'm going to.
Well, good. Go with your tendencies.
Yes. There is a large part of this movie that is achingly slow in feeling and pace, and it's kind of tough to just to sit through it for the good parts, but the good parts are really good.
Yeah.
I really enjoy Samson, just despite the fact that he's obviously not a very good fighter. I love the fact that he wins pretty much every time and just beats the tar out of everything.
He's not invincible though. Like I like that. Like some
No.
of these other ones were like Black Belt Jones, where it's like what guy laid a finger on it one time.
Yeah.
Like
And
Samson
he got
at
his
least-
ass kicked for the pleasure.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No,
I mean-
Samson does get beat up quite a few times.
Yeah.
Like
Gets the
he's
jump on
left
him and-
bloody
yeah.
after that alley fight. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Most of the blood was on his fist from pounding it into the guy's face.
That's
though.
probably true.
Yes,
But
it's okay. It's not my blood.
right. So it's just 3 jocks. I mean, it could do better with a little bit more exciting score, a little bit better pace. You could chop probably 25 minutes out of this film.
Yeah.
And speed it up a notch. Speed.
Yeah, I gotta agree. It's pretty much right out of 3. There was one moment in one of the car bits that I was like, oh, okay, super low budget movie, because there was like the shots down at Samson's car looked like they were taken from a stepladder from a pickup truck in front of him.
Yeah.
Like I was like, what the hell kind of rig did you have going on? Like was a guy laying on the back of a box truck or something?
Right.
Because like it was so damn shaky and not staying focused on his car at all, and then it was very obviously not a no kind of camera rig in his car or anything like that. So that was thankfully very, very short, and some of the other car stuff was better filmed because it was static cameras of cars going by and flailing wildly around corners and stuff. So that worked better for this movie, but they obviously had no money for proper filming of car stuff.
No.
But no, I enjoyed it. A lot of the ancillary characters are kind of fun. I mean, the the bad guys are really bad, and I think they mostly get their comeuppance properly. It was tough to get through some of those scenes of like, okay, seriously, just stop with the women violence and just generally just treating your women like shit, and of course all of the racial shit. Kind of tough to get through, and just be aware. Like I think this might be one of the strongest in that regard. I mean,
they are very confident about their racism. These characters are.
Yeah, I don't think anybody tops Rip Torn for like confidence of like, holy shit, dude. I think it also like from the fact that like you can look at like Rip Torn went on to do other things. Like you see Rip Torn on Larry Sanders' show, and you're like, what?
Yeah,
it's like that was you.
Yeah. This guy, I don't know, seemed really into it. I don't want to cast aspersions, but he seemed really into it. And I mean, maybe he's just a really good actor, but he made me believe in his scenes that he had no problem saying or doing any of the things that he was saying or doing.
Yeah, but anyway, I mean, if you can get past all that and just realize that yes, they are going to die pretty horribly and in pretty good ways, it works.
Yeah. Payoff is enough to tolerate that stuff.
Yeah. Do wish the lion had, I mean, at a certain point, I kind of wish the lion had eaten some of them.
Yeah. I mean, I wanted a Naked Gun moment where just Lion off screen just comes in and mauls the second baseman. So, it didn't happen. Still, pretty good.
Pretty good.
Not a bad note to go out on.
Not bad.
No.
And we will do this again
Next year.
Yes, we will.
All right, but
they aren't making more blaxploitation movies, but we are making more podcasts about them.
That's all we can do.
Let's take a break, shall we?
Okay.
It's your stuff that's making that pop too.
I know.
I keep seeing your meter go up.
Yeah, I saw that the first time it happened today.
Did we figure out if it's your mic or cable or?
I think it's this thing.
Really?
Yeah, because it's doing just a weird spike. Yeah. And nothing's moving. It's not like anything's moving around. It's just
not for the. Make a pretty loud noise in your mic. Okay, so yeah, that was spiking higher than that on.
Yeah. I don't know if I can make it spike.
Yeah,
I can clap and make it.
Okay, so it's probably the tube amp.
I hate to say it, but I think it is. I mean,
well, I was just thinking of like if I don't think your mic or whatever connection could make a weird enough spike that hit as high as that did.
Yeah. This is secure. I mean, and
it's weird. It did it on that episode of No Quarters and then hadn't done it since. So
keep an eye on it.
It's kind of random.
These aren't very expensive. I'll probably order one to make so yours matches and maybe just replace that too. I mean, because they're not that expensive.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
I'd still like to get one that we all plug into, but they go up considerably for that.
Oh, the 4 mic tube amp.
I don't understand why. It's like you can buy 4 individual ones for this price, but it's like 4 times as much to get it all in one unit.
Yeah,
that doesn't.
Of course, then it's one thing that breaks too. So.
Yeah.
Anyway,
I don't know. I like these because we can. I mean, we can kind of fine tune the way our own voices sound in our heads a little bit.
Yeah. Mine sounds like a fancy lad.
Then I just normalize the shit out of it and it doesn't mean anything.
Well, yes, but
I
can get the richness that I so desire by properly manipulating the gain.
The deep richness.
The richness and the gaininess.
That's
yeah.
Please enjoy my chocolate and peanut butter.
Super sexy gain.
I have Rockies for you.
You're a weird dude. Hey, everybody. What's going on in the chat, huh? Nothing. Everyone's saying hello. Someone deleted a comment. Yeah. Good times. Drinking some water tonight on the podcast.
Watercast.
Christ?
Yeah, I'm gonna die.
Should take some Advil.
I took 400 milligrams of vitamin D.
Oh, Jesus.
That's not much. You can take 3,200 milligrams every 8 hours before it starts to kill you.
Oh, okay. So, guys, what's happening? I know we don't normally record on Mondays anymore, but we had to move some stuff around, scheduling wise, and of course Mackey's not here. He's out of the country, so it's what happens when stuff. Water. So, that one. We're going to have some emails this time, I promise. I've pulled some emails. So, well, that'll be exciting, don't you think? At least a couple. Maybe that one too. Yeah, we'll do a couple. Couple emails. Yeah. Hey guys. Who's got movies?
I do. I have to remember what they are.
Okay.
Oh, yes, I remember now.
Sweet. I will not talk about any movies because I fear that if I talk about the movies I watched, I will get beaten. So,
Aw. You should talk about them anyway.
nope. Last time I made mention of movies such as this, I got yelled at. So I will not do it. I'll just get emails ready.
Hey, you were the one in the video that announced yourself as Chuck, right?
Hmm?
You said that right. I'm sorry. I was making jokes with the people in the chat.
Oh, yeah.
Because you basically said, hey.
A guy off camera said my name, yeah.
No, I thought you did. I thought you said,
No, it wasn't me.
Chuck.
Nope.
No?
Nope.
Okay.
I'm Chuck Mackey. Are you going to do any more Dangerous Babes?
Yeah, I am.
Okay.
There's another one probably this week.
Okay.
I hit a wall of terribleness and was just like, oh, Jesus, what am I doing? But I'll,
What now? Oh, the Dangerous Babes?
yeah, I'll finish it.
Okay. I didn't know there was a beginning or end, per se.
There is.
Oh, okay.
It's a set
Oh.
of 12.
Right.
Yep.
I want to see this comment that got
So
removed.
did you vet some correspondence?
Yeah,
Kind of your
I got
correspondence guy?
I got emails ready to go.
What, did you listen to voicemails, too?
Nope.
No, okay, so no voicemails, just emails.
I just got 3 emails to read.
Okay, cool.
So you guys talk about your movies.
All right. I watched a new to disc
New
movie.
to disc.
Just came out, like, last week.
Okay. That's
I
not
watched old to everyone movies.
Okay.
great. Those are also great.
All right, well, let's clap it up. Let's do this.
I did finish House of Cards, which is amazing.
I got my House of Cards Against Humanity pack, so that means I have to watch House of Cards now.
Yep.
Did you look at them yet?
Nope.
Okay, good.
I'm going to wait until I
Sure.
watch, and then
Probably a good idea.
it's a big pack, though.
Oh, yeah. Ready?
All right, welcome back.
Hey, BMFcast, second half. Half number 2.
Let's do some more podcasting.
Deuce.
Okay.
So I watched a fairly new to Blu-ray movie.
Ooh, new ray.
I believe it came out last week.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
According to the old red box.
Mm-hmm.
I watched Machete Kills.
Machete.
That one came out quick.
Yeah.
Machete.
Not that quick. That was out a while ago, I think.
Christmas, I think.
I thought it was before that. Anyway, doesn't matter. It's,
Okay.
out, it's out now. I saw it.
Okay, great. How was it?
So the first one was co-directed by Robert Rodriguez, and this one was fully directed by Robert Rodriguez by himself.
I like that.
And is that an improvement?
The first one keeps its cards pretty close to the vest, except for a couple scenes. As far as the lunacy of the entire thing.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, there's one scene in particular in the first one where it's just like, oh god, that's insane. Has
Is that the
enough time.
motorcycle jump?
Well, I was going with the escape out of the hospital scene. I'll just leave it at that.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
This one amps everything up to 11, and it's just like, fuck it, it's crazy, let's go with it. I know a lot of people didn't like this one. I think it got very mixed reviews from even people that like the first one.
Yeah.
If you look at this, like, just go with it and watch it like I did with Black Dynamite, it's a lot of fun. Like, it is a lot of fun. It opens with a trailer doing the same Grindhouse coming attractions, song and everything. But it's a trailer for the sequel to the movie you're about to watch. It's Machete Kills in Space.
Oh, great. Yeah.
Or Machete Kills again in ... in space. Yeah.
I do remember people being like, please don't make that movie. Just stop doing this.
No, I want to see the shit out of that movie.
It sounds to me like something I would watch.
So yeah, the cast is nuts. Let me see if I can think of them all.
Carlos Estevez.
Yeah, Charlie Sheen is in it. Mel Gibson is in it, which makes the second movie of his I've watched since he went crazy. Cuba Gooding Jr. is in it. So is Antonio Banderas. So is Lady Gaga. Yeah. Sofia Vergara from Modern Family's in it. It's really kind of weird and
Tom Savini.
Yeah, Tom Savini's back in it. It's a little weird and disturbing that he put Alexa Vega in it.
Yeah.
It's like, she was your child girl from Spy Kids, and now she's all sexy-fied.
It's a little strange.
I'm not complaining because she is an attractive lady, but it's a little strange to go back to that well and then do that. But
yeah.
Que sera, sera, I guess. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, the crazy cast just kind of keeps on coming. I don't even think I'm listing everybody. But yeah, it's a lot of fun. It's just insanity for the sake of insanity, where it's literally like no pretense. Machete is a god, and he can't be killed, and he will do crazy, crazy, crazy things. he gets a call from the president, like, I need you to go and do this and kill everyone involved because that's what you do. And it sets up the sequel for Machete in Space pretty nicely. I would watch that. I would definitely watch it. I don't know. I
Train to kill.
you're kind. It's the kind of thing you're
dead. Back for more.
you're either on board with it from the first one or you're not. I mean, I understand there's a little bit of a tonal shift because the first one, like I said, was playing a little bit more straight faced.
Kind of. There were
not,
scenes
not
of,
a lot, but a little bit more.
Yeah. Well, I just remember watching the first one and thinking, this is not as wacky as the trailer was making it seem. There's a lot of normalcy in this of just like Machete working in a food truck or something. It's just like humble Machete.
Yeah.
So.
But I mean, there are other people that show up for very, very brief periods of time in this movie. Like you show up and you're like, wait, that's so and so. Oh, they're gone. This is not art, people. This is for fun. I mean,
that's right.
The thing is like, I was watching this with T-Strel, and he was like, "Do you think they're going to make the sequel?" And I was like, "You know what? I think Robert Rodriguez has made enough money that even if this movie completely tanked, he'd be like, fuck it, I'm making this because I want to."
Yeah.
I honestly think that's how it would go.
Because he does shoot them for about $20 in a week and a half. So
yeah. So I don't know. And Mel Gibson was actually fun. I mean, he's a bad guy, so it works. I mean, I don't know. He's not a normal, sane person, but
no,
he can still be kind of entertaining in a movie, I suppose.
I'm kind of looking forward to him being the bad guy in The Expendables 3.
Okay.
So
well, he's definitely the bad guy in this.
Okay.
So
I'll look forward to that then.
All right.
Because I can watch it now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's all.
Okay.
Only movie you have?
That's the only movie I watched.
Go, BJ.
Why don't you talk about movies, Chuck?
No.
Just rattle off what you watched, just so we know. Just air out your laundry, Chuck.
just so we know what.
I know one you watched.
We're gonna.
What?
I'm not gonna hurt you for it. I'm not gonna.
What is it?
I'm not gonna punch you for money for it.
Oh, okay. Here comes the boom.
Yeah.
I did see you post about that.
Yeah.
And how you thought that it was like 85% okay,
Yeah,
and 15% garbage.
It sort of turns to garbage about halfway through, but man, the first half of it is like if you were forced at gunpoint to make a Fat Albert movie that you wanted. It's a problem in the real world. Let's go. And then
hey, don't cry. It'll be okay.
And then they just have. It's just a whole bunch of odd, like, we're now in the real world and everything's weird.
Who plays
jokes.
the titular role?
Kenan Thompson.
Okay,
So he makes that movie.
I can see that.
Like
I can buy that.
His gleefulness at everything makes that movie. So and Bill Cosby's in it.
Well, that
So-
can't be all bad.
No,
then.
it's all right. It's all
Part
right.
6, yeah. Let's just say
It
it
can
can
be.
be.
There's a
It
mystical
can
hot
be.
dog in that movie. It has redeeming qualities.
It really doesn't. Really doesn't.
Sweet car in that movie.
Yeah.
One
Anyway.
thing I did watch that was kind of interesting, and I'm hoping like it pops up on Netflix for other people, is the name of it has escaped me.
Oh, sounds like
I
a
like
pretty
that
good
It's
movie.
pretty good. Shit.
I've not seen that.
Hang on a second.
All right. All that
It's
wonderful,
just-
all of that wonderful
it's-
lead-in, I'm probably going to have to cut now.
It's just one of those dumb things. No. So one thing I did watch that I'm hoping is going to pop up on Netflix at some point, the Spoils of Babylon.
Oh, that thing that was on TV?
That kind of fake miniseries
with
that was
Tobey
on.
Maguire?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
What?
It's
I know nothing about this.
okay.
They advertised the shit out. Was it AMC?
It was on IFC.
IFC, okay.
It is kind of an homage to the 80s epic miniseries bullshit, North and South, and all those things that would come on.
Lonesome Dove.
Yeah, it's like it's a bunch of people that you like. It's Will Ferrell and Tobey Maguire and Kristen Wiig and
Well,
Tim
let's not
Robbins.
go too far now.
Well, I mean, it's got some talent
A bunch of
behind
people
it.
that people like.
Okay.
It's produced by Will Ferrell and his people, and it's a Funny or Die production.
Right.
It has moments.
Okay.
It's 6 half-hour episodes, and they go by super quick. And they're also bookended by Will Ferrell playing like a sort of like Orson Welles director of this thing, and it's
Okay.
been unearthed 30 years later, and he's sort of presenting it. They commit to jokes like crazy in this thing. Like when they commit to a joke, they commit to a joke. some of them hit, some of them really don't, and they go on far too long. But Tobey Maguire is on point in this thing. Like I didn't think he would be this jokey, but he's really good.
You did see Spider-Man 3.
Yeah, I like Spider-Man 3. If you recall, we had this fight.
No, we didn't. We never did. That's the great thing.
Yeah. So like when that thing comes on Netflix or something where you can see it, I don't know. IFC seems like one of those things that only 16 people have.
I guess I'm one of them.
Oh, okay.
Because I saw this trailer. I mean, they were leading this up for like 4 months.
Yeah, they hyped the hell out of it,
Yeah.
and then they just kind of threw it out there. It really has moments. I mean, it never wears out its welcome. There will be jokes where you just go, "Oh God, stop that joke," but it quickly something else. And
Okay.
So it's a
I
mixed bag.
I was semi interested in watching it, and then I think something happened, and my Kristen Wiig factor was like, nope.
Yeah, she can go either way with me. Sometimes she's super annoying, and other times she's tolerable. She's okay. Well,
She's either super annoying
either
or
way,
tolerable.
you know?
Like strangely,
great.
I liked her in the hell is the alien movie that I didn't really care for. Paul. Like I thought she was all right in that, but even though I didn't love the movie overall, like
I kind of just think her problem is that she's in everything. Like she's literally everything that comes out.
I don't know. My problem is she seems like she has 3 characters. Like I mean, just like she's mumbly chick, or
Yeah.
or just over enthusiastic, or just he's overly dramatic now. Ha ha.
Well, it's
like,
that third one that's
Oh,
in this.
yes.
So it depends on if you like that or not.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, that's what I watched.
Okay.
BJ.
I watched. I did the thing to avoid as much Kristen Wiig as possible, I guess, and watched movies before she was before she was possible.
Like that old? Like
from the 40s?
Before it was possible for her to have been in a movie.
okay.
Really.
Okay.
I've said before that I have a lot of catching up to do on movies, so I preface this first one with that.
So that we do not go, oh my God, you never saw that?
Right.
We'll just say that now.
Now you're gonna.
Okay.
Well, you can say it again after that.
Great.
But it's one of those movies that I had kind of spoiled for me, and then I was doing some reading about. I think there was an article on Cracked or something about it, and it said, even if you haven't seen it and you know the sort of twist, you really should watch it, because knowing the twist adds a certain dimension to the rest of the movie, and that is The Usual Suspects.
Interesting.
So I had known
that is an interesting movie to now decide to watch. I mean, I just think of that as such a cultural, I hate to say it, zeitgeist thing, like where everyone kind of, even if you haven't seen it, it's like right? Yeah, I mean, it's like it was.
I know about the movie.
Yeah, I mean,
it's like with Fargo. I think I had enough of telling me things about Fargo that I was
like
pretty
you'd seen
sure
it,
that
yeah.
I had seen it. I knew that I hadn't seen The Usual Suspects, with the exception of I think I've seen the lineup scene a couple times, but I've never seen the actual movie.
Right.
And it is true that knowing the twist makes it a very interesting thing to watch, because you're looking for how things happen, you know, how everything's kind of been set up, and you're waiting for the reveal, and they make you wait for that reveal.
Oh, yes, they do.
I was expecting it a lot sooner, but you're not getting that twist until the very, 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 very end.
Yeah.
Rather enjoyable movie.
I've always wanted to go back and watch it now, knowing what I know.
Yeah.
Because I've only seen it once, and I didn't know the twist when I saw it, but I guessed it.
That's pretty good.
So I kind of felt like I knew it the whole time.
Yeah.
But now I want to watch it knowing what I know.
Right. And I think it's worth a watch knowing what you know. I kind of would have liked to have tried to guess it before, but what's done is done.
Yes.
And it's fun to watch certain people do certain things, knowing some of the background on how the movie was directed. And I know that everybody should have seen the movie, and I know everybody should know the twist, but I kind of don't want to say anything still, because if you haven't seen it, you should watch it. You should definitely watch it and try to avoid any potential spoilery stuff. Just go watch it.
We've kind of gotten to a point where that movie has an extra generation added to it, where like it was all the rage and everyone talked about it, and then it kind of slipped under the radar for a while, and no one talked about it.
It's going on right about 20 years old, right?
Yeah. So I mean, we have hit like there's a new audience for that movie who
Yeah.
would probably have no idea about it.
Yeah.
It's like no one is saying the stuff from it anymore,
Right.
so you could approach it fresh.
Well, it's I hate to say it, but it's one of those movies where I think that the twist is what everyone talked about, but I think it's one of those movies that holds up in spite of the twist. Whereas I think I haven't gone back and watched it, but I don't think Sixth Sense would. Sixth Sense was all about that sensationalist twist thing.
Yeah, I think it does.
You do?
Oh,
Okay.
yeah.
But I mean, a lot of movies don't. You know, it's like you hit that twist, and it's like some movies it makes or breaks it. I mean, that's the problem with the twist ending. Like I've said it before, and I'll say it again. As much as I was loving the movie watching it, I now hate Dark City because of that stupid twist.
Yeah.
Identity comes close to that because it's such a ridiculous leap of logic. Like you've just kind of invalidated the entire time I was enjoying this. Usual Suspects, I don't think does. I think I have watched it since then, and I still think it holds up fantastically as a movie. Moon is that way. I mean, Moon has a pretty big twist ending.
Yeah.
I think Moon probably holds up a little.
Moon is like
better.
Moon's like a midway through twist, if you will.
The entire movie is not necessarily predicated on that twist. Like it doesn't take the twist to make the movie good.
Right.
The movie is good, and the twist is also good. But
Right.
and that's the thing with Usual Suspects and where Sixth Sense. I think to me, everything about that movie. It's one I haven't watched, to be fair, but everything I can tell and everything I've read about that movie, the twist is what makes that movie. Without that, and the twist actually also breaks the movie because of, there's some issues with, as I typically like in my heist movies, but, but it does have a group of guys trying to pull some, pull jobs. And I like those movies.
I would say to that extent, like Unbreakable is a movie that is good despite whether or not you buy into the twist or not, because the twist is almost unnecessary. It's just sort of a coda.
I need to rewatch that movie. I don't know.
I mean, that movie is just sort of like the most grounded origin story for a comic book character, and then just all of a sudden at the end, it's just like, oh yeah, this, and you're just like, oh, well, I didn't see that coming. It doesn't change anything. But yeah, all right, that's pretty good.
Yeah, I don't know. I have such Shyamalan hate that it's like I feel like I can't watch either of those without my vision being clouded.
See, I think those two movies are fine. I most of everything he's done since is pure garbage, but I can't let that cloud what I think of those two movies.
Yeah,
so.
Okay, that's fair. I guess maybe. The other movie I watched with no possibility of Kristen Wiig.
Yeah.
Is The Producers, which I had never seen. I was talking about musicals.
Original?
Classic Producers?
Not Classic Producers. Okay. I also haven't seen that one. But
actually, there was a very good chance of Kristen Wiig showing up in that one then.
Kind of, yeah.
You think?
The one with Will Ferrell in it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but...
Birds of a feather,
But
okay.
She had not hit popularity enough for movies
probably.
around 2006, I think.
Okay.
Talking about musical stuff and John Barrowman with a friend, and so... I was linked to the clip of "Springtime for Hitler." Sure. I didn't know that was John Barrowman that had sang that. I was like, that's kind of fucking hilarious. I hadn't seen that clip before, so I was like, I probably should watch this just in case it's something I might enjoy.
Did you?
I did. That movie has issues. Most of them are named Matthew Broderick.
Whoa.
I don't know what it is about him, and I know that it's trying to be kind of like that classic musical feel, but Matthew Broderick feels like he's trying way too hard, and there's something about him playing that character that is just annoying to me. Maybe he's supposed to be just annoying to me.
Yeah, maybe.
But I wasn't too thrilled with him. Everything else was pretty enjoyable. At some points, it did have some really good classic like Singing in the Rain style feels to it, and big sets and big dance numbers, and I like that pretty well. But I don't know. I just can't buy Matthew Broderick as a all singing, all dancing, sort of guy.
It's funny because he is a theater guy. That is
I know.
why he is Matthew Broderick.
He's literally the reason that stage show took off, right? I mean,
The whole Brighton Beach Memoirs, Biloxi Blues.
Well, I mean, like, didn't he and Nathan Lane start the stage show, and they were like, let's make a movie.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah. Maybe my problem is comparing him to like Gene Kelly, who is
the fucking
king.
I would have yes,
but that's what it feels like he thinks he is in a way, and I just can't. I can't get over the fact that he's just never going to be anywhere near that good, in neither dancing nor singing nor presence. It's just. And that's some of my recent memory of musicals is Gene Kelly, and so it just doesn't quite work for me. He just feels awkward, I guess, in that role. But
I don't know. I really thought he killed that role.
Wow, that's holy God!
Sorry,
cut that joke. Jesus.
What?
What did I miss there?
Matthew Broderick
He
killed a man.
vehicular manslaughtered someone one time.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. I gotcha.
Yeah. Maybe that's what you don't like about them.
That could be what I don't like about Matthew Broderick.
Ooh.
Sums it all
Sorry,
up.
sudden
right
lane
there.
change there.
I feel like a pedestrian in the headlights right now, I guess. But aside from basically Matthew Broderick bringing the film down, and for me, personal opinion here,
Yeah.
I'm allowed one of those a week.
I'm not knocking you.
And Will Ferrell, I think that's part of that era of where Will Ferrell was really hit or miss for me. There's just something about his character that's. Here I go with the pregnant pauses. I mean, I know his character is supposed to be kind of a terrible, terrible human being in some ways, but it's just a little too much. It needed somebody who's not quite Will Ferrell, somebody who's a little bit more
Actory.
serious about
Sure.
being that character.
Well, sadly, Peter Sellers was dead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
he was kind of doing that Dr. Strangelove thing.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But John Lovitz makes an appearance for a brief 2-minute scene, and I like John Lovitz.
Who doesn't?
My wife, Morgan Fairchild, hates John Lovitz. It stinks.
Yep. There it is. All the John Lovitz.
That's all of John Lovitz's career, besides being the devil, I guess.
Oh, God. Yeah.
But there was something else I wanted to bring up, but it doesn't really matter now. I've
right.
talked about this for way too long anyway.
Well, we have an
But-
email that ties into
Do we?
what you just talked
Is
about.
it about
John Lovitz?
Nazis?
No.
Is it about singing?
It's about musicals.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
So let's read this email.
Take it away. Take it away, sub-email reader guy.
Hi.
Reading
I'll
an
be
email.
presenting emails this time.
I'm not Mackie.
So Steve Heron, like the bird,
Oh, okay.
writes in, and he says, "Dear cast of BMF, why haven't you done more musicals? Only Xanadu?" Which, by the way, we've also done Voyage of the Rock Aliens, which was
Yeah.
a musical. So
Yeah, and the singing, dancing cat fuckers and stuff.
Rock-a-doo-doo-doo,
Yeah, that too.
the
We
singing,
are we-
dancing cat fuckers. You mean cats don't dance?
Yeah, whatever.
Oh,
Rock-a-doodle
man.
was a musical.
Yeah,
I didn't mean like people that fuck cats. I meant the cats were fuckers.
I understand. Anyway,
Oh, and that other really bad animated one. Is it up there on the shelf?
Rock and Rule.
Yes, Rock and Roll
was
was a musical.
Technically, would we not also count Forbidden Zone? It's kind of a musical.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Come on, Steve.
Yeah.
Anyway, so he goes on to say, there are so many musicals that are so fucking bad that they're hilarious. I should know. I'm a theater geek, and I've been listening to a lot of musical soundtracks lately. I'm in my school's production of Anyone Can Whistle. All the cast really talks about is different shows, and I've been introduced to some good stuff, like Carrie.
The musical?
I don't know. I recommend Grease 2, yes, and Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band starring the Bee Gees. Could definitely be jocks-worthy, but depending on your mood, could be bags. You really have to embrace these movies like Scientology. Anyway, I'm really enjoying Blaxploitation History Month, Crash and Burn, Steve Heron Like the Bird, Squawk Bitches, Sent from a Singing Telegram.
Doesn't he mean, woo?
He could.
Did you shoot the singing telegram girl?
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Best joking clue.
I will say this for Xanadu.
Mm-hmm.
Since we've watched Xanadu, do we really have to watch any other musicals? I submit to you that the answer is fuck no. It's fucking Xanadu, bitches. And I believe that shall suffice.
Well, there's a logistical
Well,
hurdle.
you swayed me there. I mean,
Yeah.
What was the time of most musicals?
Yeah, because we were going to do, what, Can't Stop the Music?
Yeah.
And it turned out to be like 2 hours and 10 minutes. And
Yeah.
so musicals have a problem of getting up their own ass in terms of, like, let's do 3 hours worth of singing. And it's like, you could accomplish this in 90 minutes. Get in and get out. I'll buy your soundtrack. That's, But I will defend Grease 2. That's a movie we could
I
watch.
know you
'cause I love me some Grease 2.
But wait. But would you concede that it's bad?
Oh, God, it's terrible.
Yeah, I know it's terrible.
But I love it.
Okay.
I give that movie 5 jocks right now.
All right.
I'm
confused.
And a Star Grove.
I'm so confused.
And an Ensign Award.
You confused me. You confused me with that movie.
So.
Because like most of the musicals that I love, I don't rightly admit that they're bad.
Grease 2 is a bad movie, but it is amazing.
Okay.
So, anyway.
All right.
So we got this other email
Okay. Please continue.
called January Michael Vincent
Okay. Go on.
from Mike from Pittsburgh. He says, "Hi, guys.
Hey guys.
First of all, please note that someone else on your Facebook page suggested January Michael Vincent. That is a genius idea, but be careful since a lot of his title... Wait, we read this already. Cut that.
Oh shit! Cut that.
The first part of it was not familiar to me, but then the
okay.
second part was. Sorry, Steve.
That was Mike.
Sorry, Mike.
Don't apologize. We already read it. It's okay.
Yeah.
Credit where credit's due. It's been done.
Anyway.
We did that.
All right. That's all I got.
Wait, there wasn't another one? You said 3.
Nah, I cut it down to 2.
All right.
Do you have some voicemails?
Well, you didn't listen to them. So.
No.
Let's talk more about musicals then. Yay.
No.
No.
Yeah, we should talk about Harold Ramis.
Yeah.
That dude died today.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
I had no idea he was 69.
yeah.
For first
I was
off.
gonna say that it's not like
I had looked him up somewhat recently and realized that he was quite a bit older than I thought.
Yeah.
Ghostbusters was like 60 years ago.
Yeah.
So
I mean,
Oh yeah, definitely.
yes, that is true.
it was a long time ago. And
It's
he
like-
wasn't exactly super young.
No,
then.
but I mean, like, you read that and you're like, oh, Harold Ramis died. And then you're like, oh, he was 69? Well, that sort of makes sense because that's like a long life. But we're getting to that age where it's like everything we loved as kids is dying. And it's,
Thanks. I'm going to go home and eat my gun
well,
tonight.
I just, I mean,
Can we just back up and say it was 30 years ago?
well, obviously it wasn't 60 years ago, but still,
I know.
30 years
Oh,
ago,
God damn
Jesus.
it.
I mean,
Fine. Fucking point that out. Fine. Shut up.
What?
Nothing. It hurts, okay? Like, we're all getting older. Okay?
My back has been hurting for like 3 days.
I can't find
already-
my teeth.
I already have enough reminders of how,
No,
how
I was
I'm
like, I was
aging,
for a
how
second, I was
well
like
I'm
a
aging.
definitive, like, oh, Ghostbusters. Oh, fuck, it was 30
1984.
God damn it.
Yeah.
Okay, fine.
But, I mean, we're at a point where cast members of Ghostbusters are dying now, and it's like,
There goes Ghostbusters 3.
Well, that just needed to not happen.
Yeah.
Period. I'm sorry.
But, I mean, you look at this dude's filmography, and I mean, like, stuff that he was associated with, and not always directing, but at the very least writing or appeared in.
God, he wrote everything.
And it's just like, signature movie after signature movie, just movies that defined a certain time period, that defined people's senses of humor, that, the thing that Ghostbusters did for movies You know, like the science fiction comedy type thing. There really wasn't that. It was either a comedy or it was there would be no Men in Black without Ghostbusters.
Yeah.
Of course not.
I mean, there just wouldn't be.
Animal House.
There would be no evolution without. Oh wait,
Definitely no evolution.
just because that was one of the
technically true, but yeah.
Ghostbusters 3 scripts that
Right.
floated around for years.
Yeah.
Animal House.
Mm-hmm.
SCTV head writer for
Yeah, well,
quite a
that's-
long time.
Yeah.
All of those people started that way.
yeah.
so.
Caddyshack.
Mhm.
Stripes.
Mhm.
Ghostbusters.
Yep.
Vacation.
Ghostbusters
he
video.
directed Vacation.
Yeah.
This is just what he wrote.
Oh, I know.
Bunch of Ghostbuster stuff. Groundhog Day. He wrote. Well, he's credited with the characters, I guess, for the real Ghostbusters and Extreme Ghostbusters.
Yeah, that just
Analyze this.
Mhm.
Analyze that.
Oh, yeah, I think we'd stop somewhere along there. That's,
Yeah,
it's where it
But
starts
I mean,
to get a little
Analyze
sad.
This
Yeah, I know.
is really not that bad of a movie.
Analyze This is okay.
It's pretty funny. Analyze that just as a,
Hey,
a
let's
footnote.
redo
to
the
yeah.
jokes.
Yeah.
Right, same jokes. And that's just what he wrote. Directed. He directed everything. Caddyshack, Vacation, Groundhog Day,
Yeah.
Multiplicity.
Multiplicity
I did
is
not know that.
underrated.
Very
The
underrated.
effects don't hold up in that movie, but Michael Keaton is great in that.
Analyze this. He also, I guess, wrote and directed Year One,
Yeah.
Yeah.
which is kind of
I was not a fan of
I
that.
haven't seen
mean,
it, but-
It has moments, but it's not great. But still, I mean, you know.
yeah, I know.
some really like seminal movies. You know, it's
Yeah, I mean, you think about that sort of like that generation of Saturday Night Live people and what they went on to do late 70s, early 80s. I mean, it was all centered around stuff that Harold Ramis was doing, writing or directing or, you know, hanging out in. It just...
Yeah, I mean, it sucks.
it's a big loss. I mean,
Ghostbusters is a almost daily thought of or referenced thing in my life.
Yep.
I mean, it's just it always probably will be
it's come up like 3 or 4 times this weekend, like this
Yeah.
past weekend,
I
just
just-
in conversation.
because I mean, I still think that's one of the better written comedies of all time.
Yeah.
It just is. You know,
I have a hard time finding something wrong with it.
Yeah, I mean, it affects in some things, and if you really get the nitpicking at it, don't necessarily work. But it doesn't
Well-
matter because it's
1984, like
the jokes keep that
The
movie
jokes keep
together.
that movie, yeah.
Those people in that movie seem like real people. They're not just there to tell jokes.
right.
I mean, it's one of the, it's strangely, I mean, for that movie is one of those strange movies where it's like it could be a throwaway comedy genre thing, but it's one of the better slice of life New York things I can think of. Like when I think New York, I think like that kind of
Yeah.
camaraderie in a mass. I mean that's what I've always like. It is defined. It literally defined New York for me. The first time I ever went there, I was going around the city going, "That's from Ghostbusters. That's from Ghostbusters. That's from Ghost." I mean, and that's sick because I mean, like I should have recognized these things for the things they were, but I saw the public library and I was like, "That's from Ghostbusters."
Yeah.
And that was like that's how I was seeing the city. And you know, Tavern on the Green, I was like, "That's the Rick Moranis and running to the thing of the doggy thing chasing him." And that's how I was seeing New York. And but I mean, the heart and everything that's in that movie of massive people, and you just feel like everyone was not afraid to interact with anybody, and that's what I've always thought of the camaraderie and mass of New York. That's
Right.
that really is like the slice of life to it. But I mean, other great comedies are there. I mean, I still think writing wise, Groundhog Day is one of the best written comedies of all time. It just works. Every line in that, I mean, it's just one of the most tightly written scripts.
Well,
And it's again populated by real people.
yes, it's not just joke.
Yeah.
There is there's a run in that movie where he's trying to perfect that day, where he gets it perfect but doesn't work out the way he wants to, and then it sort of degenerates into him half-assing, trying to repeat those moments,
Right.
and then he just gets dark
Yeah.
and bitter about the whole thing, and it's just like you don't get that in a lot of movies. You really don't.
Yeah, I mean, there's other classic things in there. I think the time of I recognize what it did in terms of comedy, but I think Animal House's time has passed. I think you can't. It's one of those movies you almost can't go back to. I mean, you can go back and you can say this is a classic performance by John Belushi, but that movie is just populated by assholes, and it's hard to separate yourself from that. It's like it's literally the more well-known, slightly bigger budget version of Pinball Summer, where it's just you don't want anyone in this movie to win because they're all assholes. But that was the time and defining kind of comedy of that time. That these were
that kind of slob comedy of
Yes.
just gross people doing things, and it's just like, haha, look at these people.
Yeah, and that was kind of that was that 70s. I mean, I could get in a whole weird film history thing, but that's just that swing of 70s cinema of make it dark and unlikable anti-heroes and things like that, and the comedies just kind of eventually got there, and I can imagine that these were the guys that were sitting around watching the Serpicos and the Dog Day Afternoons and the Bonnie and Clydes and things, and going like, we've got to take this grit and put it into comedy. Yeah, because they were going to college and everything in that time and forming, National Lampoons and everything like that, and it shaped a lot of comedy from Mad Magazine all the way up to Cracked, as you were talking about.
The establishment changed from decade to decade to where like the targets in certain times are not the same targets that they are now. So it makes some of those movies hard to watch that are sort of going after the establishment. Yeah. And it's like, well, that's not the establishment anymore. It's something else now. Yeah. And so what you're doing just makes you seem like an asshole.
Yes.
So, yeah.
I mean, Caddyshack is guilty of that in a way, too. I
Sure.
mean, there's really not much of a likable character in Caddyshack either.
No.
But that's just, like I said, that's kind of a product of the time and the buck the system when we didn't really have a target per se.
It was just really like Rodney Dangerfield wants to hang out with the rich people and they don't want him there. And it's like, yeah, he probably shouldn't be there. He's gross and he's doing terrible things to their country club. But still, that's,
Yeah, but I mean, Vacation holds up and the legacy of the Vacation characters and everything. So, I mean, it's...
I will defend to my grave Ghostbusters 2.
I'm
against all comers.
I'm there with you. I think, it's obviously no Ghostbusters.
You hear me, Internet?
It has...
I'm taking the Mackie hater challenge here.
It has a lot of moments in it.
Yeah.
So.
But yeah, I mean, it's...
Yeah, like
it's,
the buzzing of flies.
Everyone's sad about it, but I mean, I look at it as he lived a long life, and you have to almost look at it as he's one piece of a larger puzzle. He's almost like a Monty Python cast member dying. It's sad, but it's like it's a loss to that whole. He's a piece of that whole puzzle.
Yeah.
And I mean,
we lost John Candy so long ago, and it was just like, well, that was an anomaly. That's not going to happen again. All these people will be around making jokes and stuff until I'm gone, and I won't have to deal with this. So, but yeah, I mean, 69. Long career made. I mean, really, you couldn't manufacture a better resume than that. I mean,
well,
really,
yeah,
you string together 6 or 7 of those movies. It's like, okay, dude, you should have an honorary Oscar for just achievement in comedic filmmaking.
Oh yeah, definitely. And unfortunately, let's see.
Yeah.
Won a bunch of third-rate awards.
Yeah, well, comedies don't win awards. No. They just don't, but they should.
Mm-hmm.
So
he won a BAFTA for Groundhog Day.
Oh, good for him.
So
that's something.
But yeah,
that movie had to be hell to keep straight. I mean, I can't even.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, that is it's like you had complex things going on in Ghostbusters with keeping your own fiction in line of established rules of ghosts and busting and everything.
Right.
Yes. But I mean, Groundhog Day was like a step further. I felt like that was almost like a self-challenge of like, okay, I held it together with this, and everything for the most part works within our own universe, and that one just ups the ante and works.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah. So, rest in peace, dude.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And no one else died.
Yeah.
Please stop.
Let's not do one of those 3 things.
Yeah.
Right now.
I was pleased to see
happen.
today, like on Twitter, like today, I mean, it was all just people. I don't want to say I was happy to see people broken up about him passing away, but I was pleased to see an outpouring of appreciation for goodness.
Yeah. Well, I saw it a lot from comedians. I mean, I think real comedians appreciate a little bit unsung heroes. I mean, he wasn't on camera a lot doing a lot of jokes. He was used sparingly. I mean, he was a little bit of a strange looking dude. So I mean, he had a niche role to fill there, but he was obviously a genius in writing and directing and everything. So I mean, he contributed a lot more.
He played a very good straight man.
Yeah.
You know,
I mean, Egon wasn't exactly jokes,
No.
but he was pretty good to be in a room where there were jokes going on, so he
Yes.
could make a face or hold up
Or
a
so he
Twinkie.
could serve something up for,
Yes, exactly.
for a better joke.
Yeah.
Or for a joke in general.
Yeah. So I mean, that's a thing I appreciate is that people are obviously realizing, the people behind the scenes and where the things are, where credit is
Yeah.
due.
There's appreciation for what he's done.
Yes.
And I
I was pleased. I was
happy to
really
see that.
pleased to see that at least through the people I follow, that these people know that these things were great, as they should.
Okay.
So
Oh, good. I love when we end on a somber
So
note.
celebrating Harold Ramis.
yes, really, and I mean, you can't go wrong with really almost everything he made.
Yeah.
You just watch it and enjoy it. I mean, Ghostbusters I think is on Netflix. That thing is
Yeah.
going to get the fuck streamed out of it over the next
Yeah.
week or so. So
So we're not mourning the death. We're celebrating the life.
yeah,
Of
Yes.
Harold Ramis.
Thank
here
you,
at the BMFcast.
thank you, Harold Ramis,
Thank you.
for stuff. So hey, contact information.
Check us out at the website, www.bmfcast.com. You don't even have to put the www. We're that nice.
What?
Hey, a
Future is
bargain.
the future is now.
Man.
Check all the buttons on the right. That will point you to all of our social things like Facebook and Twitter and YouTubes and all that. And give us a call on Garfield phone, 910-5JOCKS-BMF, 910-556-9263. We promise one day we're going to catch up on the voicemails.
Yeah. So we need Mackie back.
Yeah.
He's the organizer of this shit. I looked at it today and I was like,
Yeah.
I don't know.
Voicemail Mackie.
So, I was also going to point out, if you're considering, if you ever listen to our show and you're like, hey, I need to own a copy of that movie, you may have noticed that we switched links all across the site that they will now direct you to Amazon.
Yeah.
If you're going to buy it anyway, all we're asking, click through the site. Go
Buy it
there
through us.
Go there first. We get small credit for it. So
Yeah.
we're trying to supplement so that we don't have to do full-on advertising. Because we don't want to do that. We don't want to have to change our format or do anything because somebody's like, you say fuck too much. We don't want to ever have
We
to
want to
deal
say
with that.
fuck, so
Yeah.
buy your Amazon shit
Buy your
through
fucking
us.
shit through us because we don't want to have to censor ourselves ever or do
Amen.
anything.
We don't want to have to bend to the man's
Right.
will.
Right.
We're trying
The
to make it
establishment.
on our own. That's why we have the donate button in the Amazon thing. We're trying to do our own thing.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
We even have a full-on search. So if you're just feeling like buying a waterbed on Amazon, just go to our site first because I think
Yeah.
we still get credit. It doesn't have to be the
Yeah.
movies.
Yeah, buy all of your Amazon shit via us.
Yeah, really.
If you're going to go there anyway, it's just one extra little step.
Just click on that link. It's-
Gives us a page view.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
get some
Exactly.
stuff on Amazon. It doesn't cost you any more.
Exactly. It's just
Gives us a couple shekels here and there.
we get some shekels.
I have the receipt from the Last Supper if you'd like to see how many shekels Jesus paid for his meal.
Yes, we need 30 shekels.
Yes.
Anyway, let's get out of here, shall we?
I think we shall.
All right.
I'm Harlow.
I'm BJ.
And I'm Chuck.
And this is BMFcast Out.
Toodles.
Shekels.
Shekel.
I don't know why I had to pull a Father Guido Sarducci reference out of my hat, but
Again.
Post show talk.
Yeah, so we after the show we talk about some stuff because we're still talking.
So, I mean, stream, did anybody stick around the whole time? Did it not fuck up the entire time?
Yeah, how was the stream, guys?
Yeah?
Guys in the
Are we still here?
in
Are
the
we
chat?
still generally... Can you get all the P's?
Yeah.
Have all the P's been here the entire time?
Did you see our gorgeous faces in
Eh?
high definition?
Are we HD'd up right now? I don't know why I'm making sexy Elizabeth Berkley stripper face motion right here.
That's not a thing. What you just said is not a thing.
I don't know why this means 720p. But
Oh. Showgirl's kind of a musical.
a
Showgirls.
little bit, yes.
Oh.
It's titillating.
Yeah, well, yeah, sure is. Angrily titillating.
Angrily titillating. Angrily gyrating.
Well, the chat is refreshing, so
Well, whatever. If you saw the P's, you saw the
Yeah.
P's. Oh, yeah, I forgot how the giant delay, so we have to sit here. Yes. Comedic sleepy guy noise.
the director in
The producers?
producers,
Uh-huh.
Where have I seen him before?
The director. Who was the director?
The big gay director?
Nathan Lane?
No, they didn't. No, he was the producer.
Oh, yeah.
He was one of the
yeah,
producers. I don't know.
Your description is apt, though.
He ended up playing the role of Hitler in the musical, in the actual musical.
Oh, so I don't know now. It's been too long since I've seen it.
I don't know. Uma Thurman.
Oh.
I'm familiar with Uma Thurman. Rawr.
Wasn't Michael McKean, was it?
No.
I don't know. Is it this person?
Carmen Gia.
Yeah.
I don't know.
So should I go watch the original? Is it worth it?
If you want to.
Same fucking movie, right?
Oh, did you mean The Big Lebowski?
Wait, what?
What?
That dude, Big Lebowski.
What was
Oh,
he?
that's not Big Lebowski.
Well, he's in it.
Well,
What was?
not the guy you just clicked on a second ago.
No, that
Who
guy.
was he
Oh.
in the Big Lebowski?
He was the Big Lebowski.
The director from the producers was.
Well, I don't know if he's the director. I just know he's in the producers.
Well, why don't you come around and look at the pictures?
His name is
and-
Judge. I guess he played Judge.
Well, now you just went away from his picture. Why'd you do that?
I don't think it's him because his name is Judge.
Judge Judy.
Are you sure that was the Big Lebowski there a second ago? I thought that was Charles Durning.
No.
Who's?
No, that was the judge from the producers. That's not the guy I'm
Judge.
talking about. I'm talking
Wait,
about
Charles
the
Durning was in like Coen Brothers stuff, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Gary Beach.
Gary Beach.
Was he in the Hudsucker Proxy, or was that guy too? God damn it! Now I'm
Charles
confused.
Durning was in the Hudsucker Proxy.
Yeah, he was.
He's
Hudsucker.
wearing Hudsucker.
Yeah, he's wearing Hudsucker.
Yeah. This guy?
When's the sidewalk fully dressed? When it's wearing Hudsucker.
He was in other things.
Not really anything.
Oh, he was on the Wayans Brothers show.
You just like destroyed my whole world. I could have swore the Big Lebowski was Charles Durning. That's
Nope.
so bizarre.
Nope, it was not.
Huh?
Thing I would have noticed.
Murder, She Wrote.
Oh, yes.
Now I remember.
Yeah.
that
Some
episode where someone got
Murder,
really
She
upset
Wrote.
about it.
Yeah, we should watch Murder, She Wrote episodes 1 a month.
Those aren't movies, Chuck.
March, She Wrote.
Are there any Murder, She Wrote TV movies? Because we could squeeze that in.
Well, let me take a look.
Yes, there were. No, we're not watching Murder She fucking Wrote. Come on, guys.
Maybe they did like a crossover with Simon and Simon.
Or Castle crossover. Murder, He Wrote.
That may be one of the episode titles for Castle. I wouldn't put it past them.
It's probably every episode. Yep, 2003.
Ooh.
The Celtic Riddle.
Oh, that sounds good.
Yeah.
Nope.
Nope.
I thought that. I don't know why. But from the side, I swear that first credit said Hugh Jackman. And I was like,
That would have been great.
Hugh Jackman's in a
Totally
fucking
would've
Murder,
watched
She
that.
Wrote movie.
Oh,
Sorry.
Keith David.
Oh, okay, we're watching it.
South by Southwest.
Oh man. All right. Let's turn all this off. My ears are hurting.
Hey, you're the one who wanted to watch Murder, She Wrote.
Oh, well, yes, but not everyone needs to know that. The internet does not need to know that I want to watch Murder, She Wrote.
Too late. I'm going to tweet it.
I really don't now that I saw part of that Angela Lansbury
Felicia
treat
Rashad.
yourself right video thing that was going around on the internet.
Huh?
There was those weird.
What?
Did she do a commercial for a vibrator?
No, it's it might as well be though. It was part of the Everything Is
Treat
Terrible
yourself.
terrible movie that they made. There was some tape she put out where it was like Angela Lansbury's Guide to Good Life or something like that, and she's like there's scenes of her like massaging herself in the tub and putting on lotion, and it's just like, oh please, just make it stop.
Oh,
Make it stop.
gross. Hey, thanks, Blair. Blair says it was fine.
Okay, cool.
So we're gone.
We can leave now.
Thanks.
Bye.
Thanks.
Later, bitches.
Fuck this shit.
Blair said all the peas were good.
All the peas are there.
He said it was fine.
Well, we didn't mind our cues.